So very good evening to all of you. Very warm welcome to the monthly course demo webinar hosted by us in Imery. On behalf of Imery, myself Jayakumar and my colleague Mubin. We host this webinar every month towards the last week of every month, where we reach out to people who have already asked for some course-related information, and also we have various groups, students groups, intern groups, etc., etc. We reach out and publish this information. And then we run this webinar on a monthly basis, right, towards the last week of every month. So the goal of the webinar is to give you, two things. One is to give you an overview about what kind of job opportunities and the market trends are there with respect to this particular segment. When you say this particular segment is about more core electronics, embedded. In this segment, what type of a job market, job trends, etc., etc., to give you the necessary information about the career opportunities available in this domain. So that's the first thing we wanted to do. Second thing, we also talk about our course, which we offer in Imery, an online embedded systems course. Of course, it also runs offline, and we'll do a detailed discussion about how this course is going to get delivered both in the online and offline. So that section, that's the second section, will be handled by my colleague Mubin. He should be joining shortly. So first section will be handled by me, job market trends and career opportunities. Second section will be handled by my colleague Mubin, who will talk about how the course is going to get delivered because he leads the delivery team in Imery. And finally, we come back again. We'll see again from the placements again from a process point of view. For example, how to apply for placements to Imery, what type of job opportunities are getting. Walk through the Imery job Google group, which is a private group, by the way. I just walk through in these webinars. So that's what we do. Three segments we primarily do. And this particular webinar, we will keep it as interactive as possible. For us, me and Mubin, the slides pretty much remain the same. Maybe here and there are some updates with respect to the placement data and some student success story update. But pretty much the slide remains the same. But I always tell in every webinar that you people will make the webinar interesting. Okay. So please feel free to ask as many questions as possible. There is nothing like a right question or wrong question, right? If you have a question, ask. And another beauty of running these webinars is that the webinar gives you a sense of anonymity. For example, I think we have just touched 100 people in the room now. Let's say if I call all 100 of you in a classroom or a conference hall and make you sit and I do the same presentation to people, nobody will ask questions, because in our culture, we are not encouraged to ask questions, be it school, be it college, that too in a new unknown crowd, right, among you, because you don't know each other so far, right? But the beauty of webinars is that people can ask because it gives you a sense of anonymity, because I do not know whether it is person A or person B. So that way we see a lot of questions coming in our webinars. Okay. So feel free to type the questions. You don't need to wait. Of course, I'll also take breaks in between and ask questions. You can see, right? Pallavi has already typed one question, right? Already one question has come about how I'm going to learn the hardware, etc. So feel free to type your questions. I'll ensure that we go through all the questions I answer, okay, by the end of the workshop, end of this particular webinar. Okay. So this is the overall structure and overall approach that we are going to take. Okay. So before that, let us get started with our webinar slides. So let us introduce each other, right? From our side, we are Imery. We are an EdTech company based out of Bangalore. We started in the year 2003, almost 20 years back. In the beginning, we had two areas of focus: one in the product development, and later in the training side, we had two areas of focus. But later we realized education is a huge opportunity for us, even though our team has built some products in the areas like industrial automation, agricultural automation, etc., etc. So we do all those products, but later we thought education should be where we should be focusing on. So that way we pivoted from product development and completely went into education. So as of now, we are aspiring to solve two problems or two challenges that we face. One is the employability. As you know, in India, it's become a country of engineers. Every year, lakhs and lakhs of graduates coming out. There are statistics says 18 lakhs, 15 lakhs, right? So in that, very few percentage of the people are having employable skills. And even if they have employable skills, good chunk of them are employed by IT services companies and similar companies, where students who want to work in the core embedded electronics or IoT related technology, it becomes even more challenging because you do not have the necessary skills. Today's engineering education system gives you a lot of theoretical knowledge and a lot of what do you call the road-based learning, but it never teaches the hands-on skill that is required for today's jobs, right? So that's where we pitch in. We offer these hands-on training programs and make engineers employable. So that's the first point we talk about, employability. Then the second thing is about basically for working professionals. There are many people whom we come across. They get into a job, but they don't get into the right jobs. Okay? They get into, for example, people get into marketing, sales, even teaching. They get into IT, application developer, tester, technical support. So they get into these jobs, but basically they want to come to these core embedded systems and electronics, electronics related field. So we help them to upskill their profile, and then they come to the mainstream, electronics and embedded industry, right? So that's what we do. And as for technology wise, we offer three technologies that we focus on. And in the brand of Imery, we focus on embedded systems and IoT, whereas we have our full stack web development program, run in another brand called WebStack Academy. We just kickstarted our activities out there. We offer programs based on MERN stack, right? MongoDB, Express, React, and Node.js. That's what we offer under full stack web development. Under a different sister concern or brand called WebStack Academy. But in Imery, what is the focus of today's discussion? We are going to talk about embedded systems. But we also offer under Imery's brand the IoT course as well. Okay, so that's what we do as an organization. Any program that we run, whether it's an IoT or embedded or full stack web development, we make our programs hands-on. So that's when you can see the image there, a hand making a pot. So you can only learn certain things only when you make things hands dirty, right? That's where the theory to practical transition happens. And when you learn things in a hands-on manner, definitely your learning becomes effective, and you build on your skill set and definitely improve your chances of getting placed. So that's an approach we take with respect to any courses that we offer. Okay, so that's a brief about our organization. Let me talk about myself. As I said, my name is Jayakumar. I am part of Emertxe's leadership team. I have more than 20 years of work experience. I graduated from NIT Warangal way back in 2001, and ever since I completed my engineering, I've been living in Bangalore. Started my career with a networking or a broadband networking based startup called Ishoni Networks way back in 2001. Where we're building broadband gateways. Those days it was all dial-up connections or dial-up modem. So we're building a modem or a system on a chip we call SoC for a broadband networking. So I was there for 2 years, which was a startup. 100 plus people were there in Bangalore. They had their headquarters in US. So I was there for about 2 years. Then I quit and went into big company, because when you work for a startup, the immediate mindset says go for a big company, right? And vice versa. So I went to big company, that is HP, Hewlett Packard, where I spent considerable amount of time. I spent about 7.5 years being part of the inkjet printer firmware team. As you all know, HP makes different type of printers. I was part of their inkjet printer firmware team, where I was responsible for building various solutions or the components for the connectivity firmware. The connectivity, when they say, it includes various input-output ports like USB, Bluetooth, wired interface, wireless interface, etc. So on top of each of these interfaces, there is a good amount of embedded software sits in the form of device drivers, middleware, operating system, application, etc., etc. So I worked on a good number of layers there in the connectivity and networking side. And then, as I said, I was there for 7.5 years. I worked on different roles and different capacities. And finally, I was leading a team. I became a project and program manager for a project called Cloud Print, where those were the initial days of cloud computing, where we are trying to connect the printer directly to the cloud. So I was part of that particular team, built some critical components as a part of that huge, ambitious project. So that was my last assignment with HP. And from HP, I went to Huawei. Huawei, many of you know, is a Chinese telecommunication company, and they make a lot of networking and telecommunication products. And today they are not, because due to a lot of governmental regulations and all, but they still is a telecommunication and a networking equipment company. So when I joined as a senior manager or group manager in Huawei. So where there was a plan going on to unify all the products into Linux. There are a lot of traditional operating system or legacy operating systems were there, and some of the devices were running in RTOS, real-time operating systems. So there was an initiative to unify all of them to run under Linux, right? So Linux, as you can see, this entire course that we offer in Imery is placed on Linux. So Linux offers a lot of advantages. Is being open source, it is free, and it is very safe, etc., etc. So I was part of the team which was working on customizing Linux for various Huawei's product lines. So I was there for about 3.5 years in Huawei as a senior manager and group manager, leading a team size of about 60 people. And that's when I thought, what to do next, right? Almost like 12.5 years in 3 companies I spent. So I was thinking what to do next. Somehow by then, getting into a next promotion or going and working for another company was not very exciting for me. I thought I should be doing something which I really like. Or it's not that I was not liking my corporate job. I thought I'll do something really, close to my heart. So doing entrepreneurship was what was in my mind, and that way, me and Imery go back very long time back. I know the company from 2006. It started by Mr. Mas, who is still the managing director of the company and the founder. So we both were together, and then I made a transition from the corporate to the entrepreneurship world, right? So that was my journey, and it's been almost like I came full time in the year 2014. It's almost like 10th year for me in Imersy. I played again different roles in Imersy. When I started, we had a small team. I used to be a mentor, taking classes, coaching people for placements, making them prepare the resume, etc., etc. Along with Mubin, I think Mubin Hope is there. He loves to introduce himself. So me, Mubin, and we had a very small team of mentors. We are a small team, and then later I moved on to the placement side because the team has grown, and as of now, Imersy is a 125 plus people company where the larger chunk, around 70 people, are in the instruction or in the mentoring side. So me and Mubin divided our responsibility. So Mubin now leads the entire technical mentors or the trainers team, and then I moved on to the placement side. And along with placements, I also lead all the outbound activities. For example, the various internship programs that we offer, webinars we run, induction classes, etc., etc. So that's what I do in Imersy. So as I already told in the beginning, I like to interact with new people, and always in webinar, great questions come up, very interesting questions, sometimes very difficult question to answer, but be rest assured that we will answer all the questions. Okay. So looking forward for a great interaction. So let me see whether Mubin is there. He said he will join little late. I think he's joined. Mubin, are you there? Can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. I hope I'm audible, Jay.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. So good evening all, and welcome to this webinar about course introduction. So my name is Mobeen, and I work at Emertxe as a technology head and also one of the directors of the company. So I'm a computer science graduate. I'm having around 20 years of work experience. I graduated from AITM in Karnataka. And after that, I joined Imersy as a fresher, wherein I worked as a developer for closer to 2 years. At Emertxe, when I joined as a fresher, I worked in several projects. And after working for around 2 years, I moved to a company called as Novel, wherein I got an opportunity to work on open source based projects and Linux based application. And from Novel, I moved to HP, wherein I met Jayakumar as well. So in HP, I worked for 2 teams. One was a team which developed a software called as output management software, wherein they used to develop software for document workflow management, etc. And from that team, I moved to a printer team, HP printer team, which is called as PLIP, wherein I worked as a lead engineer for developing print, scan, fax, and fax device drivers for Linux operating system. So I quit HP, and it's been more than 12 years. I'm working at Emertxe right now. So at Emertxe, I lead a team of technical mentors who are responsible for delivering different trainings in the area of embedded systems, IoT, and full stack web applications. So I'll be there in this webinar to help you understand how we deliver the training, and I'll also share you how the resources are shared to you and how you'll be experiencing our learning management system. So I'll walk you through the learning management system platform. I'll also show you how we are going to support the candidates who take up the course in online as well as offline modes. And if you have any queries related to the course, you can feel free to ask. I'll be there to answer your queries as well. So over to you, Jay. You can take over the session.
All right, thanks, Mubin, for your introduction. As I said, 3 parts of presentation. We'll start with the first one now. Then the second one, Mubin will take over, and third one again I'll come back and talk about it. Okay. So let us move on with the subsequent slides. So we already spoke about Emertxe. This is our leadership team. Me, Mubin, and Maz are part of the leadership team in Emertxe. And as you all know, Imery is one of the core strengths over the years is that we have a very strong partnership with the companies working in the domain of embedded system and IoT. If you see these companies which are there, we have more than 1,200 companies which are partnering with us over the last 20 years or so. These organizations can be categorized into two ways. One is if you look at the size of the companies, we have various sizes of the companies. For example, it can be a startup which consists of few tens of people, or it can be mid-sized organization where it can have few hundreds of people, and it can have a bigger organization with a few thousands of people, or even if you look at giants like L&T or Tech Mahindra, where we have they have a few tens of thousands of people, right? So there are four categories of companies which hire startups, mid-sized organizations, MNCs, and India-based software companies, right? So when I say India-based software companies, let us say, for example, Tech Mahindra or even Tata's, right? So when they come and recruit, they recruit for the embedded vertical only. For example, if you take company like Tech Mahindra, even they do a lot of different projects. Embedded is still one of their very big verticals, even for that matter, companies like HCL, right? That's understanding what you should have, because we ask, sir, L&T is there or HCL is there? Will they put us in IT projects? No. So they'll be recruiting for an embedded projects only. Okay. So that's the type of companies, and these organizations work in various domains, or what we call verticals. Verticals are very broad in nature. It could be, for example, an automotive or electric vehicle, robotics, telecommunication and networking, transportation, consumer electronics, etc., etc. So they work on various verticals and they hire for different roles, which includes the low-level firmware development, bug fixing, embedded application development, or verification validation profiles, etc., etc. So that's a culmination, a type of companies, a type of vertical, and then the type of role. Okay, that's what they hire our students for. So we have been having a very strong partnership with these organizations, and we are very glad that more than 80% of the companies are repeat recruiters. And these logos are a little old. If you look at our website, the logos would be even more refreshed, our website or our social media. More than 80% of them are repeat recruiters because they understand our skill building process. And over the years, they have benefited by hiring our students. In fact, a good number of the interview panels, when our current student attend, the panel members are past students. So that's a kind of a relationship or the professional connection that we have with these organizations over the years, right? So this is a snapshot. As I said, some logos may be old, some logos might not have been updated, as it's too what do you call frequently I cannot update, right? So if you want to get the latest data, either look into our website or look into our social media. Okay. So as I said, first point that we need to study about is what about the job market? Okay, especially when you started this year 2023, there are a lot of fears about recession. In fact, recession is very much there. Companies and economy, many of the economies are struggling, and many of the companies, even if you look at, they're still laying off people, etc., etc. So there are a lot of things that are happening. Okay. But what we tell in our every webinar is that not every problem is our problem, or not our problem is everybody's problem, right? My problem is my problem, others' problem is other problem. So let us understand the job market from the core job perspective, or the core industry perspective, core embedded electronics, IoT industries perspective. Let us try to understand few trends and the updates, right? So let us talk about, for example, if you look at today, in a very simple, let us not even think as engineers. If you look at a common man, right, a person who doesn't understand any technology, if you see from their perspective also today, every device that we are touching is getting enabled with electronics, right? Starting from our mobile phones, of course, right? And these days you see more electric two-wheelers are hitting the roads, especially in India. Whenever I stop by a signal in Bangalore, I peep out any two-wheeler and then see, right, what type of vehicle is the number plate is white or black or green, right? So I'm saying more number of green boards that have started coming in, And similarly, if you take about any normal technology, be it, for example, measuring a diabetes level, right? You don't need to put a needle and do it, right? Put a sensor and there's a small device, you just shake it out, it just gives you the latest diabetic or a sugar level indicator, right? So there are a lot of such devices are hitting our lives, where electronics is playing a very important role. Okay. So added to that, India, which has been known for a software giant over the years, we look at 1990 is when the economy got liberalized or got opened up. The initial thing was more of a software services companies, as you all know, companies like Infosys, Wipro, HCL, Cognizant, they all got opened around 1990s because that's when the economy opened up. And then we have proven to the world that we can do a quality software development at a very good cost by, in India, various cities in India, right? Now, the last, if you look at few years, that momentum is more going towards hardware also. See, even though we've been doing work, a lot of work in embedded, that work is pretty much, pretty much happening in the embedded software side. Okay. So now what is happening, thanks to a lot of geopolitical changes that has been happening, especially after pandemic, how the world is looking into China as a development partner, mainly from a manufacturing partner. So that is changing very rapidly, where India is becoming a hardware hub also. Okay. When you say hardware, it includes both the design and manufacturing of the chipsets as well as the boards. So which means to say, suppose I want to make any particular product, an end-to-end product, a particular device, right? Whether it's a smartwatch or let us say an electric vehicle, anything for that matter, I can do the entire product development based out of India. So this is generating a lot of opportunity. This sector is very much bustling, even though there are a lot of hype and the news happening around areas like artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc., etc. Right? There is a huge amount of investment coming into India in the electronic semiconductor side. I guess as we speak, our Prime Minister is on a trip to US. I don't know whether you observed that news. There's a company called Micron. I don't know how many of you heard this. So Micron has already announced in that meeting that they're going to start their manufacturing in India. So why I'm telling manufacturing is a big deal, because whenever manufacturing jobs come, it's going to generate large pool of employment for even diploma and IT holders. So definitely manufacturing cannot happen without design. So when you say design, it's hardware and both software. That's where we guys come into picture, the embedded software. So it's going to generate a lot of opportunities. So things are more going advantageous as far as India is concerned, right? So recent study, we work with Skill India. There are a lot of job market that are job market surveys and reports are getting published. So if you look at, this is a recent study in the month of May by Electronic Skill Sector Council of India, whom we are affiliated for the certification purpose. Probably I'll talk about it in the later section of my presentation. So they release the market data in terms of the number of jobs. If you look at today, as of this year, that is the financial year 21-22, we are roughly doing about 1.3 lakh jobs. When I say this 1.39 lakh jobs, this is more a job of design and design, more of a design job, right? So which is going to multiply by by 25-26 year, right? It is going to multiply by 3 times, almost going to get a 3 lakh jobs, right? And please note, these jobs are very much high-end jobs like embedded systems, VLSI design, IoT, etc., etc. So where it is not easy for anybody to skill themselves. Okay. And just to give an analogy, if you go and look into any town, in fact, that's a question I asked in the beginning: which city that you are joining from? If you know any part of city or town that you are from, if you see, you will definitely see a lot of institutes who are offering application-based training. Maybe, for example, Java, .NET, PHP, etc., etc. Right? But you will not be able to see any institution offering anything related in the areas like embedded systems and IoT, VLSI design for that matter. The reason is these technologies are hard to teach and hard to learn. Okay? When you say hard to teach and hard to learn, that is where you generate your demand. If you have a skill which is available with everyone, then you are not under demand. If you have a niche skill which is only available to you, or very few of them are possessing, that's where the salary levels, career growth, everything propels very, very fast. So embedded system is one of the areas which is growing in a very fast manner. Even though, for example, sometimes people compare the entry-level salaries, which we say no. But if you look at, for example, 5 years later, a person joined the IT services company versus a core product development company, their salary will be significantly different. But I'll assure you that these embedded systems engineers are going to earn much more than the service company folks, right? So that is the kind of opportunity that we are there. Even in the projected numbers, good chunk of the jobs are going to come in the design and manufacturing design side, and it's a very good opportunity for engineers to grow their career. Okay. These domains are very much long-term oriented domains. Okay, and especially we are when we look into the placement companies that are hiring from Imery, and also general job market is concerned, which already one point which I already mentioned about electric vehicles, where India has got an opportunity to lead the world. For example, areas like four-wheelers, right, autonomous vehicles, right? Those type of use cases, I'm not sure whether that may be applicable in countries like India, or even if it happens, it's going to take a long time. Okay, given our city traffic and all, no amount of autonomous car can handle that algorithm, right? But if you look at a two-wheeler, because we as a country are a densely populated country, we've been two-wheeler oriented country, right? All of us, whether we own a car or not, definitely we all own a bike or a scooter, right? So that's where we got an opportunity to basically design and innovate electric vehicles and also become a leader globally to be a leader in the electric vehicle space. A lot of startups are coming here. New age companies like Ether Energy or Ola Electric are coming, and they're both the companies are hiring our students also for their electric vehicle design roles, right? And also we have legacy companies, for example, companies like Mahindra, right? They created a new organization like Mahindra Electric, which is also one of our recruiters. So typically, if you see similar company like Bajaj or TVS, any of these traditional two-wheeler manufacturers, they're all creating their electric vehicle-based companies, right? Which is driving more jobs, right? The second thing, definitely you need to watch out for is the Internet of Things or IoT, because everything that we can think of today, it is getting connected, right? Everything is getting connected today. There's nothing called as independent system, be it a smartphone or any other consumer electronics that you can think of. It is always connected to the internet. So definitely IoT is something which you can apply to any domain that you can think of. Name it energy, education, telecommunication, etc., etc. So that is going to generate a lot of jobs. Right? Third one, which is again a buzzword everywhere, we talk about an artificial intelligence. So when you talk about artificial intelligence, the core of the AI, basically it's nothing but a machine learning model. So this machine learning model basically requires you to operate on a data, right? So if you look at the sensors, whatever we talk about, right, that acts as a bridge between the analog world and the digital world, are one of the key sources where it is generating a data. So that way, because of the AI getting more prominent, right, the semiconductor and the electronics and embedded companies are going to get much more valuation in the future or even current. I don't know how many of you watched this news a couple of weeks back. There's a company called Nvidia who's crossed the valuation of 1 trillion, market capitalization. Only very few companies. I think so far, Apple and Microsoft. I'm not even sure Microsoft done that. Apple was the only company was there. Okay, next to that, I think Nvidia is the second company to join. But I don't know how many of you even aware of the company called Nvidia, or if people don't know, right? They used to make graphics cards, right? So from graphics cards, they moved to a company where they make an AI platform which is integrated with a hardware associated with it, right? So definitely, if you want to run such a powerful algorithm and machine learning models, that cannot just like that run, right? You need a powerful hardware and you need a middleware which can drive that kind of an optimization and performance. So that's where the embedded software is going to come in, right? So many people ask me this question in the webinar. I hope it comes in today's webinar. Also, people ask me, "Sir, ChatGPT is come. Is it going to take away jobs?" Right? Yes, it is going to take a job. Probably where a lot of manual efforts are involved. Okay, but I would say, definitely we are agnostic to that. I don't see any ChatGPT can come and code a customized hardware code so far. That is point number one. Second thing, I am seeing AI as more of an opportunity for an electronics industry to leap forward. Okay. So rather than seeing AI as a threat, being an embedded system or electronics engineer, you can start looking at it as an opportunity. Okay. Yes, there are some manual jobs which is going to go, and that happens with every new invention that we can think of. For example, when you're walking, when somebody gave a bicycle, we said no, we cannot walk, right? So similarly, when the bicycle to two-wheeler in transition came, right? It's not that bicycles are going to go away. It will exist, but the numbers will come down. So similarly, it's a transition or the new age leap that we're talking about. AI is going to only enable more jobs in the embedded systems domain, because it's not or, right? It's and embedded systems and IoT and AI needs to exist together. Okay, that's how you can look at. Probably we can chat about it later in the webinar also. So this is where it's happening. Now the next question is, sir, this is a link which you can check. Other thing that the students ask is like, okay, first, sir, whatever the data you presented looks good. It looks like I'm listening to some news channel, CNN, IBN, or NDTV, or Times Now, etc., where they're giving a lot of business updates, etc. So what does it mean to me? Okay, so we say, right, mera kya hoga, right, and what is in it for me, right? So if you look at from our placement point of view, right, because I cannot talk with everybody. As you know, not everybody's problem is my problem, not my problem is everybody's problem, right? If you look at Imery as an organization, because I, being part of the placement team, talk to the companies on a very regular basis, and this is what we have to say. Some of the information mentioned in this slide. So we are seeing basically it is actually giving a lot of opportunity for you. Okay, and especially in the beginning of this year, we are also worried. Okay, will the recession hit us? Will it bring down the number of jobs, etc., etc.? That doesn't seem to be the case. We are like almost like end of June now. 6 months over, half the year is over. The job market has not slowed down at all for these companies. when we look back, right, why these type of companies continue to hire versus so-called application companies or IT services companies, it is because these type of companies typically invest for a long term. Think about a case of building an electric vehicle, right? In fact, one of my close friends work as a chief technologist in one of the electric vehicle company. Whenever we meet as a friend, we make fun of him. Okay, so it's been almost like 5 years he's working in the electric vehicle company, and we make him fun that when is your vehicle is going to hit the market. Tera gaadi kab milega road mein, right? When so because and then he said, no, we are almost doing the final level of testing, etc., etc. The point I'm trying to drive here is, to make a product, as complex as electric vehicle or as complex as autonomous vehicle or automated driver assistance system and all, it takes long time. It takes about 5 years timeline, 3 years, sometimes even more than that. Because any small error that happens in such a innovation will result in a huge consequences. I'm sure all of you would have seen many cases where the electric vehicle got fire, etc., etc. Right? So it takes long term. But on the contrary, if you take a pure software-based company, especially an app-based company, right? Probably I'm developing a mobile app. I can make it available to the customer overnight. What we should do? I should upload into the Play Store. It will be available, or the App Store. It will be available worldwide, right? So that way, these companies cannot go very fast. So generally, they invest for long term. So the so-called recession, which comes for this 18 months, 24 months kind of a cycle, generally don't affect these companies. So that's what we are also seeing. We used to think in this philosophy, but that is what we are also seeing. These companies, neither they go very fast. For example, just after pandemic, if you see all these application-based companies, especially the ones which are funded, which are based out of Bangalore, right? They're offering crazy salaries, like 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs for a fresher, etc., etc., right? Now you see they're doing a mass layoffs. Okay. So during that time also, these companies were very conservative. They were hiring with whatever the pay that they were offering. They did not go up just because others are offering, right? Because they know they want to recruit for long term, okay? Not because somebody is offering more, right? So that's a paradigm that we saw all these companies which continue to that. So what we tell our students is that you don't need to worry about recession. Definitely, this sector, we can say today, 6 months down the line in this 2023, we can say it has become pretty much a recession agnostic industry. I'll show you the statistics in the subsequent slides how we are doing with respect to placement, etc. It doesn't go up too fast or too slow because, as I told an example of the electric vehicle, it takes long time to build a product and launch in the market. Okay, so as far as Imery is concerned, since we work with placement companies, some of the logos which you saw in the previous slides, the momentum is pretty much in place. Okay. So this is a graph. Again, you can see in every monthly meeting I show this. In case I don't know, some people will attend the monthly webinars multiple times, and this session is also getting recorded. In case you join late or if you find some any network issue or anything like that, you don't need to worry. Our team will, this already getting recorded. Our team will do some minor, editing. In the next week, you will be this will be uploaded into our YouTube channel, and they'll share the link. Okay? And you can also feel free to share with your friends or colleagues who may be interested in this particular domain, right? So that way, every monthly webinar you see, right? I show the statistics. If you want, you can even take the last month's salary and last month's webinar and then compare, right? Where we show every month how we are doing with respect to placements, and this placement data is very transparent with respect to Emertxe, right? So if you look at comparing to the year 2022, which is a blue bars, okay, every month we had 100 plus companies visiting us, and then getting our students, asking for our students. I think we closed last year with 1,325, 1,327, that kind of number we had across these 12 months put together, right? 100 plus companies every month. Okay? So we are seeing the same phenomena here in this year also. You can see the red bars where we got 100 plus companies coming, and this month, we are like, we have another week to go. I think this data, 72 companies. It is as of yesterday. I think today evening I just got a mail before the webinar. I did not check what was the number. I think it should be 76 or 77, right? So definitely numbers are growing up, easily, 5 companies a day, 4 companies a day, which are coming and participating in our placements. So definitely we are confident that by this month also we'll be able to cross 100 around. Okay, absolutely no problem, right? This is one data for all of you to keep it in mind, to give a view that these organizations are, recession agnostic, and they continue to hire 100 plus placements every month in Emertxe. Okay. So now moving on, this is like number of companies. So another slide which also I show in our monthly webinars is the number of placement drives. For example, these companies, when we float an application, they take some time because they need to schedule the drive and come back. And scheduling 100 companies a month is not possible because 5 interviews per day student also cannot practically attend. So that's where here and there pull push happens. If you look at this particular graph talks about the number of drives that you've been doing for the past 4 years. From the 2020 year 2020, then 21, 22, and this is the 23 year. A 4-year graph you talk about. If you look at definitely 2020, if you look at this area, like especially around March April time frame, it's when the first wave of pandemic has hit, and then very very challenging time all of us will be able to relate to. And then the second half of 2020 is when the companies also realized that it's going to be long term, and they started introducing the work from home, and the interview process also moved online, and they started interviewing students online and then selecting them online, and even they're working online, right? I think for almost like 1.5 to 2 years, some of the students who got placed in the month of June July, in the year 2020, for almost for 2 years they did not see their managers at all, right? They were working from home, right? So from there, I think we have come a long way. 2021 was good, the red color ones, and the green colored ones. I would say last year was unprecedented. The job market was booming, definitely much better than that. And this year also we are doing pretty good in terms of numbers. We are doing about 100 companies, around 50 to 60 drives we are doing. But please note, there is an effect of recession, right? Even though I'm telling, there is some numbers. You see, there's already question from Siddhi Bafna, right? Why the drives are less in 2022, right? If you look at compared to last year to this year, yes, there is an effect, right? Okay, I'm not saying like, there is no effect at all. You're 100%, right? Because some companies here and there have been some hiring freezes. Some companies have, postponed their hiring and all. They have happened. But largely, what I'm telling, that has not affected our students, right? All the students are getting opportunities, and per month we are doing, as I said, 100 plus drives and 60 plus placement drives happening every month. Okay, so please note, this is pretty much on, right? You see, right, companies are laying off, even that is not happening here. Okay, compared to that, we are doing far better. Hopefully, we can do better as we move forward also. Okay, so in net, what I wanted to say is, right, the job market is in bustling. The sector is quite bullish, and then a lot of opportunities are coming up. And one more point here, when you talk about these graphs, even recently, I tried to show that graph also, if possible, today, maybe towards later the presentation. Otherwise, this will affect my flow of slides. If you look at, recently we did some analysis for the first, not 5 months, right? Till May, we did an analysis where we saw almost like, 75% of the companies, right? Earlier we used to tell 60%, 50%, etc., 40%, etc. So recently, when we did analysis, 75% of the companies, right, among all of them, are telling you can be from any year of pass out. Any means any, and you can be from even 2005, 2015. They don't care. Similarly, 75% of the companies are telling you can be from, you can be from any academic percentage. Like, it's not that you need to be a 65%, 75% distinction, etc. Right? Okay, which means to say that they all care about skills when they come to at least Imersing, right? Maybe when they go to campus interview, they may have a different criteria, right? When they come to us, because our batches, if you see, right, it is a mixture. We have people who are 2023 batches are there largely because they just finished their examination and then coming out. But if you look at our batches, traditionally we have batch people who are from the previous year, previous to previous years. I'll show some success stories also shortly, right? So that way, all I want to say is that you don't need to worry about your year of pass out percentage, or even for that matter, the branch, right? As long as you're able to demonstrate the skill set to these hiring companies, because they only care about the skills, nothing else. Okay, so this is one part of it. And finally, what I want to share is a snapshot of success stories under various categories. Like, if you look at it, we are seeing the information at 3 levels. One, at a high level, what is happening in the job market. Give me a minute. So as I said, we are seeing data at 3 levels. One is what is happening at the high level job market trends. Then we came 1 level down and then saw what is happening in placement with respect to Imersxe. So when these opportunities are presented to our students, what are they achieving, right? I would like to show the last month snapshot. Few of them, as I said, as I told, please go and check our website or our social media, where the entire information is published, getting published on a, I would say, daily basis, right? So let me show a snapshot of recent success stories. So typically people who are attending my webinar, our webinar in the past, I don't know how many of you are attending multiple times. We show the placement data in two categories, right? So two categories means we categorize some of them as freshers. When I say freshers, anyways, as I said, 2022 just started. Okay, so these placements are happening in the month of May and June, right? Latest ones. So these are the folks who are from either 2022 or a 2021 pass out. So that was the definition of a fresher even now, okay? Because the 2023 guys at least take another 3 months to get ready, right? Till then, according to Imery, we are still considering 2022 and 2021 as freshers. So these set of folks who got placed are from these era pass outs, okay? 2021 and 2020 or 2022, okay? So we have, like, for example, automotive company like Continental, which continue to hire us on a regular basis, where you have a student, Kiran from Hirsagar Institute of Technology. He got placed with 6 lakhs of package. And there's a company called Chelsea Communications, which is again a networking based company. They make network devices and cards. Works on a pretty much a niche, networking technology for a long period of time. And they, been hiring our students. We had recently our student Shaurya. He's from SJB Institute of Technology, Bengaluru. Got placed for a 10 LPA package. Okay. Then when you talk about electric vehicles, as I mentioned, one is the electric vehicle companies where they hire. I think last month, before month, I think we had Mahindra Electric and Ether Energy were hiring. If you look at last month, that is May. Similarly, we have another company called Bolt. As I said, it's when we talk about electric vehicle, it's not only that, the other ecosystem like charging station, etc. So Bolt works on a charging station solution where they, came and hired our students, where students like, for example, Rakesh from Tontaradya College of Engineering, Gadak. I guess somebody was Gadak in the meeting today. They said, right? So he's from that particular college. He got placed. Okay. Similarly, we have another mid-sized companies are working on smarter solutions like BCITS, where students like Ravipalli Sandeep from Prasadvi Potluru Siddhartha Institute of Technology, Andhra Pradesh, right? He got a job for a 4 lakh salary. He's an online student also, right? And LG has been our recruiter. Every month you see whether any company logo I show it or not, definitely LG is there. They've been hiring, I would say, last 1 year. Every month they hire. Every 2 weeks they come and hire, right? Where we have our student Jay Surya from Mahindra Institute of Engineering and Technology, Tamil Nadu. He got for a salary of 4.8 lakh salary, right? And we also had niche startup companies or mid-sized companies like Divya, where they work on the. So this is like one of the companies which I mentioned, right? Embedded and AI or ML coming together. So this is one of the company who works on the computer vision solutions, right? Divya. They come and hired a good number of students. Nikhil was one of them. Nikhil Doke. He's from Vincent Paloti College of Engineering and Technology, Maharashtra. So he got selected for 5 LPSL, right? Similarly, we had many mid-sized companies where students like Vijay Bhusa from Tirumala Engineering College, Andhra Pradesh, got selected for a 4 LPSL, right? So these are all some of the numbers, right? Some of the snapshot, pretty much all the verticals which I mentioned initially, automotive, traditional automotive companies, networking companies, electric vehicle companies, computer vision, or where the AI is getting applied, right? So these type of companies are continuing to hire. So this is a set of people who are from 2021, 2020 pass, right? Now let us go back to the older batches. Okay. Now when I'm presenting, good number of you are from older batches. They will think, what about me? Even though I said in the beginning, 75% of the companies are not bothered about era pass percentage. What about their success stories, right? So before I present the older batch of students, right, we can categorize into multiple buckets. See, 2021, 22, or even 23, right? They are pretty much the same category. They would have, finished their engineering, trying for here and there, doesn't work out, they come and join us, right? There's not much categorization I can do among these students, right? But when I talk about our students who are older batch students, right, they can be bucketed into multiple buckets. Right? One is like people who are working, okay, and they take up this course in the online and in the evening mode. We have an online evening course also. Mubin will take it up in few minutes and he'll explain during the next session, right? So there are people who are working in some particular job, right? This particular job I'm working, they're taken up this particular course, right? And then they transition into a embedded role. So it's more of a career transition is what one category of students come into picture. That's point number one, right? Point number two, okay, there are students who come after a career break. right? They're older batch students. They worked or they did not work at all, but they're taking a career break. The career break happens many reasons. All of us know, due to personal reasons, health reasons, right? And also, somebody is preparing for UPSC, GATE kind of a government exams. Career break was happening, and good number of our girl students, right? They get married, they relocate to a different place. They need to go through the pregnancy, right? They need to take a leave, etc. So that is the second type of people who are basically who are achieving a career transition, right? Career break, right? When it's a career transition, then there are people who are career break, right? Then there are some set of students which you'll see, right? They are working, but they're working in totally not even a technology job. They're working in a non-technical job. For example, people are working in teaching field, right? That's also career transition, but I cannot equate the career transition with somebody working in an IT service company getting into product company. That's what we call career, three buckets. A career transition from a technical company to core technical company, career transition from a non-technical to technical core company, and people who are resuming after a career break. Okay, so these three are the categories which I like to show the information the last month or so. Let me open this. And some students we also put their year pass out just to be transparent about their information. So we have student like Manoji Kumar is from Sir Isaac Newton College of Engineering and Technology, Tamil Nadu. He's a 2020 student, and he got placed with a company called New Energy. Again, it's a power sector company working in the embedded systems area for a 4.8 lakhs package, right? Then many of you know this particular company called Cone, right? Cone, if you look at a lot of escalators or the lifts or the cranes they make, okay, there is again that is getting smarter. A lot of embedded systems getting involved there. Where we have a student like Swarna Nayak from SDM College of Engineering Technology, Dharwad, and she attended the embedded systems course and got selected there. And as I said, these folks are from 2020 and above. Not everybody is mentioned, but pretty much there are few of them are we mentioned in the picture, because our team has got different designs, but we rest assured they're all from the older batch, right? Okay. And similarly, we have a student like Sandesh Chandekar from Yashwantrao Chavan College of Engineering, Nagpur, Maharashtra. He's from a 2020 batch, and he has attended our course online. He got selected for NXP Semiconductors, as you all know, for a 7.75 lakhs salary. Right? And I was telling, right, the people who are from a non-technical job, if you see Prakash, who is from who is a professor. In fact, if I take a survey of all the batches that we have, I'm pretty much sure we have few tens of professor, assistant professors, and lecturers are attending our course, right? Because they want to come from the teaching into a mainstream corporate career in the embedded and core sector. So Prakash is one of them. He was a lecturer, and then he got placed in a company called Rad System, where he transitioned from academia to core embedded. Okay. Similarly, we have students like Triparna Bag, who is again an older batch student. She's also from a 2020 batch. She got also selected with the New Energy, the same company, right? And then we have student, I think she's a 2014 pass out. I think I showed in some other webinar, Ranjita. She had a career break, and then she came and then she got selected for an Ingersoll Rand, one of the very popular Europe-based MNC, for a 7 lakh salary. So similar to Ranjita, we had also had another student. She's Srimati, who actually had a 5-year of career break, who also got placed in the same drive or here and there, similar timeline. They got placed. She got placed with Ingersoll Rand. I think since Ranjita had a previous experience, they hired her at a salary level higher, and probably she was hired at a little lesser salary than her, right? Because she had a previous work experience. Some companies do consider that, by the way. So these are the various areas of success stories. As I said, here we have people who are completely new to embedded, or working in IT, or they're resuming after a break. Okay, so these are some of the snapshots. Okay, as I said, I will not be able to show all the information here. We do publish, all the information in our social media. Okay, this is just a snapshot. There's a question from Rahul. Sir, your batch strength is 40 to 50. Why? But why there are success students are less, right? There's nothing called lesser success and all, right? So I think there is also one of the questions somebody asked me, right? Sir, what about this 100% placement guarantee or 100% students? Or people even ask me a question, sir, among the students, totally number of students join, right? How many of them get placed totally, right? Okay. See, there are a couple of points for me to answer because many of you asking similar questions in the window. I'll come back all the questions. By the way, these are all burning questions, right? Okay. So here, one point, please note that we give a 2 years of unlimited placement opportunities, right? By the time they complete the course, right? From then, 2 years they get unlimited placement opportunities. So if I want to measure a placement effectiveness of a batch, okay, I cannot measure now. I cannot measure 6 months down the line. I cannot measure 1 year down the line. I can only measure 2.5 years down the line. That's when I say, okay, fine. The placement window got exhausted. Now let me go and measure how many of them joined and how many of them got placed. Okay, you're getting my point, right? Okay. Anish is saying, but we can't wait for 2 years, sir. So Anish, please, I think you're getting it wrong, right? I'm not telling you to wait for 2 years, right? From the time you get your complete your course, you can start applying up to 2 years. You're getting 2 years of window to apply for placements. I think you're getting my statement totally wrong, right? So when we waited for 2 years and measured, that's when the placement for a batch gets completely over. When we went and measured back, I think in the year 2019 and 20, that's when we introduced the 2 year window policy, right? So when we went and measured, whichever students have cleared our placement eligibility process. By the way, we will not, say that anyone and everyone will get placed, right? You need to basically clear basically certain placement criteria. Then only, for example, if somebody joins a course, right, not at all attending the classes, how we can place such people, right? Because they're not skilling themselves, right? So we conduct a placement eligibility after they join the course. Whomever has cleared the placement eligibility, yes, we are able to place 100%. Okay. And this is a snapshot. If you go and dig out the social media website, you will see the entire information, whichever more students are getting placed. Okay. Pretty much the information remains transparent. And what our team also does is they again, to publish this type of post, to collect the photograph information, it takes some time. So, they keep on, as and when they get the data, they keep on publishing. Okay. That's the answer. Hope that's clear. Okay. Now, pretty much that's what I need to share in my first setup presentation. The second one would be on the course demo. So what I'll do is, before I hand over, let me take few questions and then I'll hand it over to Mubin. In case I'm not answering your question, don't worry. I will come back again and answer. And in case if you're not able to see each other's questions, type, don't worry. All the questions are reaching me. It's not like a chat window. It's a webinar, right? So all the questions will reach us as a moderators or the host. So all the questions are reaching me. No, don't worry. Okay. So let me take few questions, probably from the bottom. Top ones I'll still take because the window is getting, scrolling down. Okay. So Hemant is asking, Hemant Bhavir Shetty. So how is the selection process of the company? So selection process of the company is similar. They basically ask for a typical set of skill sets. We float an application with our students. As I said, again, the third section, I'll show you a snapshot of our group. Students do apply. We share the list of students, eligible students, to the companies. And then sometimes they even further shortlist the students because they want to have the good performing ones. As I said in the beginning, they're okay to compromise on ERA password. They're okay to compromise on percentage, but they're very particular that the skill level should be high. So they may even filter some students. So for the filtered one, they apply a written test. They apply a technical round of interview, HR round of interview, and then they get the joining date. And please note, all the companies which are hiring from us are expecting the students to join immediately. Suppose they make an offer today, they will ask you to join probably on Monday, something like that, right? Even if they give a gap, that will be for a few days only. Okay. This also poses a question for working professional. I think it has already come, saying that, sir, I have a notice period. I'm a working professional, right? I'm taking this course along with my regular work hours. So how do I manage, right? So that can be worked out because the companies also understand that, this course is also taken by working professionals. So for them, our placement team will facilitate and basically working out a notice period. And what we strongly recommend to the working professional is, please complete the notice period, then only go and join the new company. So it can be worked out, absolutely no problem. You can wait for some time, and then we can go and join the company. Okay. So please talk about working professional, how it will be useful for upskilling them. I think Pallavi, that's what I mentioned. So many people I showed working professionals where they achieve transition of one. So probably I showed today more of an academic transition, but if you look at in the past, in the webinars and examples, right? We have people who are working in the tech segment, in the manufacturing side and services company. This course has helped them to upskill and position themselves as a embedded engineers in the new company. Okay, that's what we mean by upskilling. Hope that's clear. Okay. Then we have, course duration, says Ankita. So it's a 6 months course, whether it is an online or offline. The course duration is 6 months. Okay. Then we have, let me ask some questions, take some questions here. They're all coming here. Yeah. Ashish is asking, sir, do recorded classes are available for offline students where if you're absent for the day? See, for our online students, when they're absent or they're not able to attend the classes due to some unforeseen circumstances, we do give them the recorded session of the video. Like I said, this webinar itself is getting recorded, right? Please note that facility is not available for offline students. Okay. The recorded video we'll only give for online students. We are not giving for offline students. Okay. Then we have a student, we have Mushaid Shaikh. So I don't have any knowledge about coding, how much contribution of coding in embedded systems, right? With this again a question come up. Please note, we are placing people in the embedded software roles where coding plays a very important role. Okay? You have to know the coding, okay? Because some people think that I don't need to coding when I'm designing an embedded system. Today, if you ask me, any system is becoming smart because of the software that gets into the system. That way, all the companies are hiring, they're hiring for embedded software profile. So coding is very important, right? But whenever any student join our course, right, whether, and even we allow students from other branches also, students who join from mechanical, civil branches also. So you do not need to know any coding knowledge. Okay? Every subject, not only the coding subject, even any subjects like, for example, Linux, microcontrollers, everything will be taught from level 0. Okay? Sometimes even some working professionals have some work experience. That is nice to have, but all our courses will start from level 0 only. Okay, you don't need to worry. Okay. I am from a mechanical engineering. Last month only I passed out. I got placement in college, but I was not interested. I'm interested in embedded systems. Can I join the course? So I say Ravi Prakash. Yes, Ravi Prakash, you can join. This course has been taken by all the branch students, open for all the branch students. In fact, in the past webinars, you can see that we even place students from non-circuit branches also, mechanical engineering, civil engineering, manufacturing engineering, production engineering, material science, right? So we place students from all these branches also. So this course, there's no mandate that you should be from a particular branch. It is open for all the branch students. Okay. So Jayalakshmi is asking questions, sir, if you want to get placed in a company at Chennai, are we allowed to skip the opportunities from Bangalore? See, this is another interesting question, right? So if you look at the overall, again, we have done analysis recently. Just because we are based out of Bangalore, and also Bangalore is being the technical tech capital or the Silicon Valley, whatever people call it, it's the tech capital of India. I would say more than, if I'm not wrong, out of the 360, 200 and something, at least let us say 80% of the companies are based out of Bangalore only. Okay, 80% of the companies who hire from us are from Bangalore only. Okay, so now when a company is coming, I'll show you the application example shortly towards the end, right, or rather the third section, you can see that. So when a company is coming, we clearly specify which location they're hiring for, and there's no force on the student. Okay, that you need to apply, but you don't need to apply for a particular location. It is up to you. Okay, so from our side, we don't force you. Only all the companies should apply. We don't force you. But what we tell is, whenever you apply, once you get selected, you have to join. Okay, that is very important from our side. That's the criteria that we put, right? Okay, so you can skip opportunities based out of Bangalore if you're so keen on Chennai. But please also understand that the number of opportunities will be less, because 80%, remaining 20% also is a mixture of everything. It's a mixture of, let us say, Chennai, Hyderabad, NCR, the New Delhi Capital Region, then our National Capital Region. Then we have Pune and Mumbai. They're surprisingly, I was not that much. I was thinking that generally, what do you call, Hyderabad and Chennai are the ones which are having more core companies. But over the years, Pune area has been very prominent and very popular for electronics. And whenever I visit Pune, I see there's a lot of flair in people about electronics, right? I say that the climate has got something to do with electronics. People are really passionate. If you go to Pune, right? So there are a lot of companies based out of Pune and Mumbai also hiring. So remaining 20% is a combination of all. So if you're looking for something outside of Bangalore, please note you don't need to apply for only. We don't force you, but opportunities will be less. So you need to decide accordingly. Choice is yours, Jayalakshmi. Okay. Pratiksha Patil is asking another interesting question. So, what is the difference between other training centers like Vector, CDAC, Institute, and Imersy? I think that's a very interesting question. So, that also I would tell you are the best judge, right? Okay. So, I cannot talk about any other institutions or any other organizations, right? In fact, we have got a lot of respect for all the organizations who are mentioned here, right? So, whenever somebody is offering something, right, you are the best judge, right? I can only talk or explain about what we do. I cannot say, how different we are from them, right? Okay, I cannot, because I don't know what they, in depth, right? And it's not correct on my part to comment on any company for that matter, right? Okay, so I will not be the best judge. You are the person to judge the answer by yourself, right? But as I said, for us, this is the thing, right? The opportunities and ensuring that every student is an outcome driven. We try to get the maximum output so that we will be able to place you, irrespective of year of password, irrespective of the percentage, right? So that's our focus. For others, I cannot comment. Okay, Pratiksha, thanks for asking this question. Interesting question. Okay. Okay. So Sai Dusi is asking, sir. So core duration is 6 months. So from which month the placements will start, right? So if you look at the 5 months course, after the fourth month, right? After you complete certain core modules, our mentors will run something called placement eligibility test, right? As I told in the beginning, somebody has how many percentage of them got placed, etc. Right? So those particular students who clear the placement eligibility, they can start applying from the 5th month or after the 4th month, right? Before even the course gets over, right? And then they can apply up to 2 years from the time of course completion. So 24 months after the course completion, maybe 2-3 months before course itself. So almost like 27 months, you'll get a window to apply. Okay. So I do see, hope that's clear. Okay, one more question. Then I think I'll hand over Mubin. The time is ticking. So if you place in any one of the company, then can I apply for other companies with a higher salary? No. Okay. So as you see, right, so many companies are coming. I think I'm answering the other question from the Chennai. I think the Chennai question from Jayalakshmi, I think, right? So we don't force you which company you should apply, you should not apply. It's your choice. But whenever you apply for any company and the company gives you an offer, you have to take up that particular opportunity, okay, and join the company. Okay. So you cannot, for example, you joined a salary of, let us say, 4 LP or 5 LP, right? And you are attending 2 more companies, 3 more companies through us. It's very common. Many students are like 3-4 companies every time they're attending, right? Okay. So let us say you have another company which is offering a 7 LP, right? Where you cleared 2 rounds, right? Now you got a 4 lakh salary, right? They gave an offer letter today, right? You cannot go and attend the 7 lakh salary company or 8 lakh salary company. We don't allow. Okay. Again, that is because of 2 reasons. Let me explain that. Reason number 1, like we commit many things to you people, that is students, right? We commit certain things to companies also. So what we tell to the companies, any number of offers that you make for Emerging students, let us say a company comes and makes 10 offers, we will ensure that all those 10 students will join. Okay, so that's very important. They spend a lot of time, and I hope you remember in the beginning I said 80% of the companies are repeat recruiters. They come and recruit from us again and again, right? Why? Because they have a lot of trust on us. We have been doing this for almost like 20 years, right? Okay. Now, if you allow multiple job offers to the student, what happens, right? Of course, people will go for a higher salaried company. The lower salary company, people will reject, right? The company makes 10 offers, only let us say 6 students join, right? That gives a very wrong impression about Emergxe to the company. So we don't do that. Point number 1. Point number 2, please note the other angle to look at it is, as far as Emergxe is concerned, I don't want a scenario where one student is having 3 offers, another student is having 0 offers. No, we don't want to have this scenario. I want 3 students, all of them go with 1 offers, right? So what happens if you allow double booking? Okay, you are blocking opportunity of other students. At the same time, you can also only any day join only one company, right? Why are you wasting others' opportunities, right? So I want all of them to go with one opportunity, one offer. Okay, that's the reason why we say the moment whichever offers comes first, it's like a first come first serve algorithm. You can apply any number of companies that you want to. You can attend any number of interviews. Right? Whichever offer comes first, you need to take it. Informing the companies that you are no longer available, etc., etc. Our placement team will take care. You don't need to bother. Okay. So this is the overall approach that we take. You can apply for many companies, but whichever offer comes first, you need to take it because of 2 reasons. One is with companies, you want to have a 100% joining rate and continue to build our trust. With respect to students, we don't want a scenario where one guy gets a 3 offer, another guy gets or a girl gets a 0 offer. We don't have a scenario. Okay. Hope that's clear. Siddhi Bhavna. Okay. Ravi Prakash, again, mechanical engineering question. Okay. All right, I think I'll pause here. I hope I answered decent number of questions, but still lot many are there lined up. I'll come back, and in the third section, I'll answer the question once again. Okay. I would like to now hand it over to Mubin to take over the second section, which is the technical delivery, how the course is going to get delivered, especially for online students, right? Offline is pretty much easy to explain, but online it is quite tricky. So he will explain how we are ensuring that the effectiveness, everything is same as offline. So over to you, Mubin. Can you take over?
Sure, Jay.
Let me make you share your desktop 1 minute. Yeah, your screen is visible, Mubin. I'll go offline, guys, means away from the video. Let Mubin take over. I'll come back again. Please proceed, Mubin. Mubin, I think you're not audible.
Sorry. I'm audible now?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, please proceed.
Okay. So in this session, what I will do is that I will explain how the course gets delivered for both online as well as offline mode of delivery. I'll also show you how we support the students in the online mode especially. And also I'll walk you through the learning management system which we provide to our students so that we can make the learning process more effective. So any course you take, be it embedded system course or IoT course, the similar pattern will follow. So I think in the previous session, most of the basically topics were discussed upon, like what is the current job market and how is the placement looking like, etc., and what are the like prospects of you getting selected, and a lot of queries you had related to basically job, etc. So our mantra is very simple, right? Placement or getting a job is a byproduct of your learning. So how you learn has a big impact on how you get placed. So if you are learning properly, understanding learning properly, then getting a job is not difficult. So for in line to that, we have made sure that our learning process is basically streamlined, and our learning process is effective so that any student who doesn't have a background also can take up our course and understand the concepts and eventually appear for job interviews and get selected. So here in this screen, what I'm showing you is how the subjects are divided into different components. So every subject, which is called as a module, if you are attending the classes online as well as offline, you'll have class as well as lab sessions. So in the class session, the mentor, who is an expert in that subject, will deliver the topics and explain you the concepts, and you have to attend those sessions so that you can understand the concepts well. So idea of basically attending the class session is to understand the topics, and after understanding, you should be able to implement those concepts by doing certain type of programs, etc., for which you'll get time in the class itself. Or sometimes you may not be able to complete those activities in the class, but after the class, what you can do is that whatever basically programs has been covered, you can complete those programs on your own. After the class, you'll have lab session. In the lab sessions, we will give you the lab mentors will explain you the assignments which you have to work on. The assignments are nothing but small programs which are applications of the concepts you learn in the class. So for every module, you'll have to basically work on different set of assignments which are programming oriented, and you have to submit those assignments in our learning management system. So assignments, so they say, okay, we generally ask this question, why basically you're not able to remember certain topics, or why is it that even if you completed engineering, what stops you from getting a job, right? So that question comes up. So most of the basically students who learn from college, what they do is that they mostly focus on getting higher scores, and most of the concepts are mugged up, and for the sake of getting a higher score, you somehow basically mug it up in or complete those basically topics in a week's time, etc. So that is not a good way of learning. The effective way of learning is that understand the concept and apply it, right? If you do things practically, it becomes easy for you to understand and easy for you to remember as well. So we give you assignments which are smaller in nature, and you can also work on some mini projects or projects at the end of the module. So projects will help you to showcase your resume in a better way. So the more projects you add, the companies will give more weightage for your resume. So whoever does more projects, they can basically apply for premium companies as well. So apart from projects, you will also be given test in the form of objective test, programming test, and module test. So these tests will help you in basically testing your understanding level, and it will also help us to assess you as well where you stand in terms of your performance. So basically tests will be conducted regularly, and it will also help you to clear the interviews as well as a written test. So most of the companies, they will have a initial round of written test in the form of objective test or programming test, etc. Today also we have multiple tries. What they'll do is they'll give some programs, and you have to complete those programs in the limited time. So these type of tests will help you to become more competitive and help you to basically clear the interviews as well. So overall, these are the components of the course, how it does it get delivered. Now the question comes like, how do I clarify my doubts? So you can clarify your doubts in the class as well as lab live. Apart from that, if you're working, when you're working on your own, like you're completing your assignments or working on projects, or in general, if you have any doubts, you can seek help from the mentors by using the support channels. So we have created WhatsApp group. We also have a discussion forum in our LMS. So what you can do is they can post their queries in the discussion forum or WhatsApp group. So mentors will be there, or other basically students who are part of your batch will also support you in clarifying your doubts. So it's important to ask questions. So asking questions is the best way to learn this. So apart from that, we'll also conduct some dedicated doubt clearing sessions wherein you can ask your doubts and clarify your doubts. So we recommend and we encourage students to ask more questions so that they can make progress. So with coming to placement preparation, right, this is very, very important. So often what happens is that students learn many subjects, they forget things, etc. So we ensure that you are well prepared for the interviews by conducting some specific basically activities related to placements. So one activity what we do is to assess you and to help you attend real interviews is by taking your mock interviews. So there'll be mentors or senior mentors who will take your mock interview based on the subjects which you completed. So we'll check like certain parameters like how you're introducing, how is your communication, how you're performing in the modules which the questions have been asked, etc. will be rated, and a feedback will be given to you. So this feedback, you have to basically review it, and you have to see basically what are my shortcomings and what are my strengths, and accordingly you have to work on your weaknesses. So mock interviews will help you to become more confident and attend actual interviews. Similarly, with respect to attending companies, we do have a huge database of company specific questions, which we'll share it to our students, only exclusively to our students, so that they can prepare well and attend the interviews. So your possibility of clearing the company drive will be more. So similarly, we'll also conduct interview preparation test and revision sessions or interview preparation sessions for different modules, so that you can understand the topics, or you can remember the topics well, as well as you can clarify your doubts. We'll try to solve new problems, etc. in the interview preparation sessions. And we also create a WhatsApp group. So when you start applying for placements, we have a very streamlined communication process. So whenever a company visits our campus, we will notify you about the placement, etc. You can apply for that company, And communication happens through WhatsApp groups. For example, when the interview is scheduled, when the test is scheduled, who gets shortlisted, what kind of questions are being asked in the interview, right? Selections basically, etc., will be posted in the WhatsApp group. So we have a very dedicated placement team who will work closely with you to help you get selected in the companies. Apart from that, we have a department called a student success department who will act as a success coach for you. They will be monitoring your performance. They will share the feedback to you, as well as if you have any help, you need any counseling, etc., you can get in touch with them so that you can share your basically feedback as well as seek support from the student success team. So overall, these are the things we wanted to share in terms of what you will be learning and what the learning process looks like, how you can get support from the mentors, how we will prepare you for the placement so that you can prepare well and get a job as at the earliest, and how we basically have a augmented basically student success team who will be monitoring your performance and sharing the feedback, as well as you can get counseling from the student success team. So this is in summary about the course delivery. So moving on, let me show you a demo of how the learning management system looks like from the student's perspective. So whoever enrolls for our course will get access to this web portal, wherein all the modules which you will be learning will be accessible to you. So these are like in embedded systems, for example, you will be learning 7 or 8 modules depending upon the course which you choose. For example, you will be learning about C programming, you learn about C++, you learn data structures, you learn Linux internals and networking, you learn about Linux systems, you learn about microcontroller programming, etc. So for every module, you'll have a course created inside the learning management system. For example, let me navigate to advanced C. So here you'll get access to all the course resources, right? You can see there are activities, etc. So we will assess you based upon different platforms, and we'll be sharing a lot of materials to you. For example, your attendance will be marked. You have a discussion forum where you can ask your queries. There is a quiz section wherein you can try like different types of quizzes so that you can assess yourself. There are resources, for example, slides, etc., available here. And there is a lab or an assignment basically section. Let me walk you through resources section wherein you can access the course related information. For example, you can access slides, programs, etc., so that you can understand things better. For example, okay, there is a slide called as basic refresher, so which is the initial topic in C. So these slides, for example, the one chapter is, for example, 120 slides. You can access the slide content, which is explained in detail, right? So these will help you to understand the topics better. So these mentors will use this as a guide for taking the sessions. And after you complete the topic, you can revise those concepts by looking at the slides and programs which shared in the resources section. So a lot of resources are available. Sorry, you can navigate that. So apart from that, excuse me, I'll just have a glass of water. So you can see here, you'll see project related information, right? Let's say you've been given some project, you'll find project related documentation, project related template code, etc. in the LMS. For online students, the recorded sessions are also available, right? Class recordings you can see as a session here, right? Class recordings will be available. They'll be uploaded on a daily basis after the class gets completed. So they can see, right? So topics are labeled here, introduction to C, right? So many basically videos are uploaded. And these videos you can use it for revision as well. And in case you miss some of the sessions, you can watch the recorded sessions so that you don't fall behind. So recorded sessions for lab is separately available. So programs, for example, what is being covered, etc., you can check with them. Right? You can also see sessions like test. When you conduct a test, right? So let's say 5 tests are conducted. So each test, the answers will be discussed. It's not like we just take the test. We'll discuss the answers, we'll discuss the solution so that you know how to answer the questions in future. Similarly, also share template code, source code also for different programs are also available to you. So this is about the resources section. So apart from resources, we will be given quizzes, right? You can see a lot of quizzes are available. Different quizzes are there. Quiz scores also you can see. This will help you to basically assess you and be prepared for the test and interviews in future. Okay, so different types of quizzes will be available. So apart from quiz, like you can also see assignments, right? So we have a virtual lab. That means you can submit all the assignments online and they will get automatically evaluated. Okay, so any program you take, right? So you can click on this program and you can basically submit the program and it will get automatically graded for you. Okay, so nowadays the interviews happen like online. Some of the tests will happen online and they will make you to write programs and execute it in an online platform. Or sometimes you have to go to the company and write the program in their platform. So we have a system wherein you can submit the assignments online, and this will help you to basically prepare for the actual test coding round. Many of the companies conduct something called as coding round. So it will help you to basically clear the coding round as well if you do these assignments sincerely on your own. All right, so this is like about the learning management system. So apart from that, there is something called as discussion forum. You can see here. So students can post their doubts in the discussion forum, like different questions they're having. You can see a lot of discussion is happening here. Right? So it's like your Stack Overflow, right? They are posting some code, etc. Somebody is responding by helping them solve the problem, etc. Right? These stuff basically support you can expect in multiple basically channels. One is discussion forum in the learning management system. Other is WhatsApp basically support is also. So if you look at WhatsApp, we have WhatsApp group created for different courses, right? ECEP, right? So I'm just showing you. So every batch we create a WhatsApp group. Okay, different batches we create WhatsApp group, and you can see here some of the like doubts which been asked, like project related information extra is shared in the WhatsApp group. So students can ask doubts and mentors and basically other students can respond to the queries with respect to the batch. So apart from that, we also create something called as groups for companies. So I'm just picked up a company, let's say LG. So whenever a company visits our campus for placements, we create a WhatsApp group. You can see LG has come, I don't know, every so many times, right? So here I will show you, right, one of the groups and what kind of discussion happens. You can see, right? So one student did not get selected is updating. Some of the students are posting the interview questions, what have been asked in the interview, right? So if you look at these questions, all these topics are covered in our course. Okay, all the topics which is being shared in the by the student which is asked in the interview, it's already covered in our courses, right? You can also see some students got placed, right? Congratulations, etc. You can see. So some students will get placed based upon their performance. Some they will not get placed, but they will get a opportunity to apply further. Similarly, I'm just showing another company called as Event Systems, which recently in the month of July, right? Here also you can see. So every company we're creating a group, and what we typically do is that we'll share the updates related to that company, right? You can see this our placement head is asking, right, about what kind of questions were asked, right? So you can see one more student completed, sir. First round, they said I've shortlisted, they know by HR, right? You can also see information about when which student is going to attend, right, the drive. Okay, you can also see updates, right? So a lot of conversation happens, right? So you can see here a lot of conversation is happening. Some students got placed, right? So you can see these students have completed HR round, right? So a lot of conversation happening, right? Many got placed, in fact. Okay, so congratulations. You can see a lot of messages. Okay, so for every basically activity, we will ensure that there is a proper communication channel and we will guide you in every phase of the course as well as during the placements. So that's about the support channel and the learning management system. So many of the students ask this: how is the online course delivered? How effective it is? What about the hardware-based microcontroller module? How does it get delivered, etc. Let me share two small videos uh, about the course demo. So in this video, what we have taken is that we have taken a snapshot or a small basically section of the actual course delivery, and you can watch this video to get an idea how the online course get delivered. So this video is for a specific topic called as C programming, arrays in C programming. You can have a look at the video demo and how it actually gets delivered for the online course. So you can watch this video.
These are the total memory allocated. Now, after an array has been declared, maybe I want to give the values into the array, because just the array's declaration will have garbage value. Assume I take int array of size 5. Okay, there has to be 20 bytes of memory allocated. Assume this is the 20 bytes of memory allocated for the array. So I'm storing 5 integers. So each integer takes how many bytes? Each integer takes how many bytes? Correct. So each integer takes 4 bytes. So if the starting address of the array is 1000, where will be the next element present? If the starting address of the array is 1000, where will be the next element present? Assume this is 1000. Where will be the next element present? Yes. Each of the element uses 4 bytes. So it is 1004, then 1008, 1012, 1016. To access the array's element, you have to go with something called as the index number. An index number varies between 0 to size -1. So very first element will be in index 0, second element will be in index 1, third element will be in index 2, fourth element will be in index 3, and fifth element will be in index 4. Okay. If you just declare the array like this, the array's element will have garbage value by default. So in order to not have a garbage value present inside the memory block, maybe I want certain values to sit inside it. In such cases, I have to do the array's initialization. To initialize the array, here inside the curly braces, I have to give 5 elements: 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. In that case, that value will be written here. That will be 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Okay, this is how I declare the array. This is how I do the initialization, and this is how the memory for the array will be allocated. Accessing happens with respect to the index number varying between 0 to size -1. See here, data type, name, size, where size represents the number of elements. So the total memory occupied by the arrays, number of elements multiplied by size of an element. That is in turn size into size of the data type. If this is the array I'm going to take of 5 size with the values 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, this will be the array. So the very starting address of the array always is called as the base address of the array. This address 1000 will always be called as the base address of the array, or you can also call it as starting address or address of the very first element of the array. All of them means the same, but we usually refer it as base address. Okay, you can call it as base address, or you can call it as the starting address, or you also can call it as the address of first element. Okay, the starting address is called as the base address or starting address or address of the first element of the array. So then it is plus 4, plus 8, plus 12, plus 16. Index has to vary between 0 to size minus 1. So it has to be starting from 0. An array is a collection of similar data type. Elements occupy consecutive memory locations. First element will be in the lowest address and last element will be in the highest address. Elements are indexed from 0 to size minus 1. So if the size of the array is 5, index will vary from 0 to 4. Accessing out of the range array elements would be an illegal access. So whenever you have to access the elements of the array, you have to go with the name of the array, then the index number. Okay, so array of 0, array of 1, like this, you have to go with the index number. So if the index number varies between 0 to 4, I can access only between array of 0 to array of 4. Out of the boundary, that is accessing array of minus 1 or accessing array of 5 is not allowed. It is an illegal access where you might get to see a error. So accessing out of the range array elements would be illegal access. You should not access the elements in array of minus 1 and array of size. And once the memory for the array is allocated, it can never be altered in the runtime. That is, while executing the program, the array size can never be modified. So if you declare an array like this, it will be 20 bytes of memory allocated for sure. So this size can never be altered throughout the program. Again, here in double denom of size 6, there will be 48 continuous bytes already allocated. You never get a chance to increase or decrease the size once it has been allocated. So this is the concept of array. Clear this much? Okay. So have this one noted. The next we will see is how to print the elements of the array. Okay. So there are different ways of printing the array's element, which we will be seeing shortly. Before that, have this one noted. So the next we have got is to print the array's element. So when you are supposed to print the array's element, we usually go with the name of the array and the index number. But that has to be done on a repetitive manner. So what is it necessary to be used? What is it necessary to be used if I have to print? Yes, loop is definitely necessary. So I can print the array's element in any of a loop considered. Observe. Okay. So first I try printing it in a for loop. Int array of size 5. I also do the initialization with 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. I need another integer variable I for the sake of index. So I will first say it as printf arrays elements are. Okay. So I run a for loop for I is equal to 0, I less than 5 and I plus plus, because 5 is the size of the array. Inside this, I go with the printf. Sorry. Yeah, so printf %d \n, comma, array's name with index. Okay, so first array of 0 will be printed when I will have a 0 taken, then array of 1, then array of 2, array of 3, array of 4. When I becomes 5, 5 lesser than 5 will be condition false. You come out of the for loop. Observe the output here. So I'm compiling and executing. These are the arrays element which I am printing using a for loop. Let me change this. I try printing using a while loop.
So that was a quick demo of how a topic like array is covered in C programming module. So please understand this is just a snapshot of the video. We are not covering the entire C topic array in detail, but in general, the flow and the mode of delivery will look something like this. So you don't have to worry whether you'll be able to understand the concept. It's an online mode. So our online training, the delivery is much more effective compared to anybody else who delivers the concepts. Now, in one of the questions which has been asked multiple times is that what about the microcontroller module? How does it get delivered? So in terms of microcontroller module, what we do is that we use a simulator called as PixSimLab. It's a hardware simulator, and using this simulator, you will be able to program the microcontroller as well as do peripheral interfacing, that is connecting with different devices, programming the peripherals, getting input from different peripherals, as well as using communication protocols and so on. We use a very good simulator called as PixSimLab, and I'll show a demo of the video which is using the PixSimLab simulator as well as MPLab IDE for the online mode of delivery. So let me share the video. You can have a look at the demo of microcontroller class.
This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone. In today's class, let's see how we can write an embedded program to toggle the LEDs connected to the board bit. So now to write the embedded program, we are going to use the tool MPLAB XID. So you can see here. So this is the MPLAB XID. If you open this, you will see this as a starting page. So some projects are mentioned here, datasheet is available here. Even if you worked on some recent project, that list is available. See, and even you will get the microchip login. So if you have a login ID password, you do the login, and you can do the purchase on a microchip website, right? Okay, so now let me go back to the question. So question was, we wanted to toggle the LEDs connected to the port D. So now here in this MPLAB ID, you can see these are the different tools available. So we can use these tools as per the requirement. For example, this is to create a new file. It's to create a new project. It is to open the project. This option is to do the build. You can see different many options are there. So as per the need, what we will do, we will take an approach. Whatever we need it, we will start using those things. Now here in this MPLAB XID, I already created a project and kept it ready. So project name is what? LEDs. So in this project, I created. So when this project is created, this MPLAB XID create some organized sections. You can see here. So now to write this program, to write the embedded code, we need a main.c. So generally .c files goes here in this source file sections. Header files goes here, make file will go here, linker script will go to this section. Or if you need any libraries, if you are planning to add any libraries, then those goes into this section. And finally, this is the place for your executable file. So let me go to the main.c. So you can double click and open the main.c in the editor window. So now you can see I'm defining two macros. So instead of using port D directly, so what I did, since if you see the hardware, on the hardware, so you are having total 16 LEDs. So this is the PiximLab simulator board. So it's having total 16 LEDs. So currently we are going to toggle LEDs connected to the port D. These are the these are the 8 LEDs out of 16. So these 8 LED array we are going to toggle. Toggling means on off we are going to do. So now since I'm having 8 LEDs, I'm defining the micro LED array as a port D, and to give the direction to the port pins there is a register RISD. I'm defining that with name LED array data direction register. Now you can see here comes my main. So here I'm calling init config function. So this function is to do the initialization. So what we are doing, so in main itself we are not doing initialization. It doesn't look good. So there is a separate dedicated function to do the initialization. It is init config. So control will go here and here in this init config. So initially what we are doing, if we are using LED, we need to set the pin direction as output. So I'm writing my LED array data direction register as a 0. It will set port D pin as the output, and to start with initially I will keep all LEDs connected to the port D as a off. So to turn off the LED, I need to load 0. So I'm writing here 0. So LEDs remain off, fine. And here comes our while one. So if you see any embedded system, once you turn on the embedded system, it runs forever, right? It goes into infinite loop. So here come my infinite loop while one. So inside this while one, we are going to write our application. So what is our application? We wanted to toggle the LED. So here is my instruction to toggle the LED. So I'm writing LED array equal to tilt of LED array. So what it will do? It will toggle the values of this LED array. If it is 0, it will make it 1. If it is 1, it will make it 0. So now you can see. So this is what 0x00. So after execution of this instruction, this LED array value becomes 0xFF. So entire port becomes 0xFF. All port bits become 1. So all LED turn on. LEDs are going to be turned on. And here what I'm doing. So before going to this instruction once again, I'm putting the delay. So if this delay is not there, what happens? We will not be able to see the LED toggling. So it will happen at very faster rate. Due to the persistence of vision, we will not be able to capture it. So I added the delay. Then after this delay, what happened? Next time, since we are in the while one, control will go back here. So again, we are changing the LED array value from what? FF to 0. So now what happened? LED become off, then again delay. So like this way, we are making LEDs on, LEDs off. Fine. Now. So we have to build the code. We have to compile the code. How we can do? So here in this mplab xid, I install x8 compiler. So that's why this header file is also included related to the compiler. So now how you can do the build? So you can see here is one option to do the build. So let me click on that. It will start doing build. My project is getting a build. Now you can see build is going on. So it will take some time. Please wait. Now see, build is successful. That means your hex file is created, and even it will give you the memory summary of your project. So now my hex file is created and it is loaded also. Now what we can do? So we can load that hex file where in this board. So we can run that hex file here in this microcontroller. So this is the heart of this board. So basically here we are using PIC16F877A microcontroller. So we are going to load the hex file here. How? So you can go to the file, you can select the load hex, and you have to navigate wherever your project is stored. So let me navigate. So now, just for the sake of simplicity, I kept the project on the desktop. So let me select that. Now again, you have to go to the distribute directory. So basically, you have to use this path. After build successful, it is prompting the path where X file is available. I'm just referring that. Then you have to go to the default production. Here is the X file. Let me open. Okay, expected output is what? These LEDs should toggle, but it's not happening. Why? Because these DIP switch related settings are not done. So to turn on the LEDs connected to the port D, this DIP switch, second one, you have to pull this switch up. So let me do that. Switch down. You have to pull it up. So let me select. Now you can see the change here. So what this program is doing, it's running in this microcontroller and it is toggling the LEDs, and even we are able to see that toggling very clearly, right? Okay, so this is our program, our embedded code to toggle the LEDs connected to the port D. Fine.
So, all right, so folks, that was a quick demo of microcontroller module, which is delivered in the online mode. So we use an ID or integrated development environment called as MPLAB ID from Microchip. And in this ID, we write the C program. And when you compile the C program, we get a hex file, a file called a hex file, which will get loaded in a simulator. So this simulator is exactly same as a real hardware. So when you write a program and run it on a simulator, it will basically run as is on a real hardware also. There is no difference between how you run the program on a simulator versus how you run the program on a real hardware. You don't have to worry whether you're using a real hardware or a simulator. You get the same learning experience, or even better, because the simulator has many additional peripherals. You can work on much more complicated projects using the simulator as well. So hope you got an idea overall on how the course gets delivered and how you can ask doubts, as well as how the placement basically team will support you to help you get selected. So Jay, over to you. Maybe you can continue with the remaining topics.
Yeah, sure. Let me.
If there's any specific questions also, maybe you can answer them.
Yeah, there are few questions. Let me check which is related to your presentation. There's a question from Jashinta. Jashinta's asking, sir, how do you help us with projects?
Yeah, so projects typically are given at the end of the module. For example, let's say you complete the C programming module. After you complete the module and you complete the topics as well as assignments, we give a project to you. So mentors, what they do is that they'll explain the project in detail, what are the requirements, why we are doing this project, etc. And they will also share some design level information, how the project can be designed and implemented. That explanation also will be given by the mentors. So we can start working on the project following the guidelines set by the mentors, and you can make progress to the project. In case you are getting stuck or you're not getting some expected output, whenever you make progress in the project, you can always get in touch with a mentor who will guide you and support you in troubleshooting the problems in the project. So important thing here is that we will guide you with necessary information and guidelines how to work on the project, like requirements, design, etc. We'll implement the code. You can follow the design what has been given to you, and in case you get stuck, we are there to help you using the support channels which I told you earlier. So on an average, like let's say for core modules, we say that minimum one project you have to do, but recommended is that for every module you do, core module you do 2 projects. So by the end of the course, you should have like 8 projects completed and updated in your resume.
So there's another question. Akhil is asking, so how many projects are required to crack a product-based company? I think that's a similar answer which you already said.
So I would say more projects you do, better your value will be in terms of your basically recognition level, right? So many students, they will try to complete only one project. But if you do 2 projects per module at least, then that will have higher weightage compared to a person who did 1 project. The more projects you do, automatically you will get recommended for premium companies. That's what we will say.
Okay. I think pretty much that's what it is. There are many questions moving, which I think I can take it up.
Sure, no
Okay.
problem. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for your presentation, moving. Yeah. So what I will do, I will take few. I know it's like we are kind of hitting around 9 p.m. It generally happens in all our monthly webinars. We kind of overshoot the stipulated 2-hour session. But as I said, by now I'm sure you would have realized, which I told in the beginning of my webinar also, that the idea is not to run the slides, right, and not to ensure that all the questions are answered which are being asked by you guys, right? Then there are like some questions there. Let me try to answer few. Then we can go to the presentation. I have some few minutes to present, not a very long one. Major portion is done. So some portion of the slides which I need to show. So what I'll do is I'll take few questions, then go to the slide and come back, and then we'll do only Q&A, and then we will finish the webinar. Okay. Let me take few questions. I think that somebody is appreciating. Another one is I don't want to reveal names. Okay, there's somebody, Anish Nandikama is appreciating our approach, and then he's telling, I don't want to reveal names, but other institutions, Imery is the best, not even seeing providing placements. Okay, so thank you for your appreciation, your kind words, Anish. I think you typed a lot. I'm not able to read all of them, but thanks for your kind words. Then there's a question from Yeshuran. He's asking, can I only apply for job in automotive domain? You can do that, Yeshuran. As I said, no, I'll just show you shortly our placement Google group. You will get the complete detail about the company website, profile, etc. You can do that, because there's also a question about, so can I only apply for Chennai-based companies? Can I only apply for Hyderabad-based companies? It is your wish, right? As I said, we are not going to stop you. But we on the contrary, you also are aware of the flip side, that the moment you restrict something, your opportunity is going to come down. Okay. So what I suggest generally to students is, do not aim 2 goals at the same point. Have always one goal. What is the one goal? Get into the core company. Okay. So because many students come and ask me, sir, I want to get into an IoT company. I want to get into, as I said, some AI, embedded and AI mixed company, right? I want to get into an electric vehicle company. That's great. For some students, that comes true also, right? When they apply, they get selected and they come and tell, I'm happy that I achieved 2 goals. But to set your expectations less, right? Because it's always good when you set your expectation and you achieve more. That's what you wanted to do, right? I suggest, right, do not be too narrow when you're talking about automotive. Okay, because automotive, yeah, good number of them higher. But I just suppose all of it would just be open. Okay? Get into first core company. Then if your interest is definitely lies in automotive, then you can go for it. Maybe after your few years of experience, you can jump. Okay. So first job, if you're too narrow, you are reducing the opportunity. But if you are very adamant or very particular, saying that no, sir, I want to only apply for automotive companies, nobody will stop you. You can very well apply. Okay. Hope that's clear. These courses are paid or free. Naresh, what do you think? Okay. These are of course paid courses, right? People often get confused with our internship program. Our internship program is meant for college students who are inside the college, not the one who passed out, because they get this 1 month of time to do internship. Again, they go and get pay and then they don't loan. So we offer a free internship program. Neither we pay anything. Now you need to pay us anything, but we will build a real project. So that is what people often confuse with the paid course. But that internship doesn't come with placements, right? But having said that, all our placement-oriented courses, be it embedded IoT, definitely is a paid course. And some of them are asking about the fees of the course. I think many questions have come up in the top. I would suggest towards a few more slides. As I said, I will share you the contact details of our counseling team. So they will be the one who will be sharing. Will be able to give you more information on that, because there is a separate fees. Fees is different for an online course and offline course, right? Again, IoT course, embedded course, they will be the right one. And time to time they'll be running some scholarship. Time to time they'll be running some discounts, etc. So they are the ones to guide you appropriately. I'll share you the contact details. you can get the more information from there, right? So Ravi Prakash is saying, how will be the classes in offline total week? Same, right? We run, as Mubin said, every day you need to spend about 4 to 5 hours, whether it is an online or offline, right? So offline means what? You are there in the physically in the class. Right? Online means whatever Mubin has explained, it will be delivered in that manner. But as Mubin mentioned, the delivery mechanism is very effective in online also. Okay, and we give it a choice to student, whichever you want, you choose. But as far as we are concerned, both are effective. In fact, we recommend people to go for online because it's also cost effective, right? You don't need to come to travel to Bangalore, especially people who are outside traveling, right? You can learn from the comfort of your home, but still achieve the same results what other students are achieving. Okay. There is another question from Madhvesh. So placement drive will be conducted only for Emergee students, or we have to compete with others? That again depends on the company, Madhvesh. Largely, I don't say 100%, largely we see that drive is exclusive for Emergee, where you need to compete with, definitely you need to compete with Emergee students, right? But some companies, when they conduct a drive, they will not tell us, right? They will not tell us, but they may invite, let us say, they may invite employer referrals, they may invite other institutes like that. They can very well do it. Okay, but largely, as per my experience goes, all the drives are conducted exclusively for our Emergee students only. Okay, but some, yes, they may involve other channels also. We cannot prevent. I cannot go and tell, hey, only you interview my students, don't interview other students. We cannot tell that to the company. So we don't ask them also. Even if we ask also, they won't. They will take it and they think it's unprofessional way of approaching, right? So what we hear from students, then they come and tell, sir, some other institute students are also there. From there we direct. That's all. Okay. But yeah, largely it is exclusive drives. Okay. Rahul is asking, according to you, sir, which course will be best, online or offline? I already told you, go for online. Okay, because it offers other benefits in terms of cost. When I said online versus offline, your online is cost effective. Right? It is even the course fee is cheaper, and especially if you are from non-Bangalore, right? If you come to Bangalore, definitely the accommodation charges, the paying guests or hostel charges, food, the travel, everything is quite expensive. People who are in Bangalore can relate to me, right? It's quite an expensive place. It's only getting more expensive. So, but you're not losing anything, right? So that way I would recommend you go for online. But in terms of your delivery or your placement opportunities or in terms of learning effectiveness, there's absolutely no difference. Okay. Satish is asking, sir, I'm a 2021 pass out, with the year gap affect the placements? I think I already showed you enough success stories. I already mentioned that 75%, the recent analysis says 75% of the companies don't care about year of pass outs. So you are not only 2021. I think today I showed some success stories of 2020, 2014, maybe some of them. You absolutely no need to worry at all. Focus on skill building. Definitely you will be able to achieve the results, right? So okay, Mithun is asking one question. So genuinely answer me, as if all the answers are not genuine. Jokes apart, right? If you put 100% effort from our side, how many months it will take us to get placed? Okay, so if you put your genuine effort, so when I mean to say genuine effort, you are regular to all the classes, you're attending all the labs, you're attending all the projects, you're doing all the projects, etc., right? You're very regularly taking a weekly test, module test, you're clearing your placement eligibility test, you're very much committed to that, right? If you are asking me how much time it will take you to get placed, right? So rather I put it the other way. Okay, these type of students, when they're very regular, giving 100%, they maximum take I would say 2 or 3 opportunities, right? Let us say 5th month you start applying. Let us say after 5th month you start applying. 2nd or 3rd opportunities maximum will get placed. Okay, that's what the record shows. Okay, whatever our placements. So, and some good number of them will get placed in the first instance itself, right? But I'm just putting a little bit of leverage. 2 or 3 companies will get placed for sure. If you follow whatever, when you say 100%, I already recited what I mean by 100%, right? Okay, be regular, do whatever your mentors are telling 100%, then this is what results you'll be able to achieve. Okay. Hope it's clear, Mithun. I think Rahul, I already answered your question of online versus online. Timings for offline batches, Anish, it depends, Anish, because every month we start batches. We do have batches starting, in somewhere. I think these days the offline batch is also running quite full. The classes starts at as early as I think 7:30 or 8 a.m. in the morning, and some batches start at 11 a.m. Some batches start at 2 p.m. So depending on month, wherever your admission is open, right, our team will be allocating the slot. Okay. So Manjunatha is asking how much important communication skills, fluency is required or not. See, again, this is a very popular question asked in every webinar, right? How important? See, definitely communication skill is important in today's world. If you cannot communicate your information, communicate your technical, technical details to your fellow colleague or your customer or to your senior or to your peer, definitely you cannot be a successful professional. Any profession requires you to good communication skill. Okay? But having said that, what we have seen over the period of time, long period of time, when students, even I ask, I think, I don't know, here I can ask the question, because in an offline class, induction when I take, last 2 weeks back, I had taken, I think there are about 50 students. I asked them this question, right? Can you raise your hand if you believe your communication skills are average or below average, right? Almost 90% of the hands went up, saying that my communication skills is average or below average, right? And they're fearing that I may not be able to do well in the interview. Right? So I told them, all of them, I tell the same answer to you also. We tell it in every webinar. Okay, all of you, whether you're an online student, offline student, attending only the webinar, whatever you are doing, right? Your problem is not communication skills. Please understand that. Okay, when I say that, maybe little, funny, right? When I say you don't have communication skill problem, but what most of you have the problem is with respect to confidence, right? Because you're not confident of your skill, you're not able to express yourself, right? Okay, so that's the reason why your communication skills is poor. So what Mubin has mentioned, when you go through that particular process and you do, let us say, 8 projects, and you have that particular information represented in your resume, your skill building automatically increase your confidence, and the confidence will automatically take care of your communication skills. We often see people coming and taking 2 days of English speaking course and all. Be rest assured, it's not going to improve your communication skills. But if you work on your technical thing, if you boost on your confidence, right, definitely it will go. So the answer to that is communication skills are very important. The way how you can work on your communication skills is not only focus on English. That's not going to help you. Focus on your confidence building activities, which happens due to skill building. Then communication skill will automatically improve. This is a single bullet point I want to share with all of you. Right? Hope that's clear, Manjunatha. How to handle projects online? Same way. Okay, the requirement of the project will be assigned to you. Whether it's an online or offline, then you start doing the projects. If you have doubt, you ask the mentors via the chat window or via the forum. Then once they're done with that, you need to submit, and eventually you will get it evaluated. Right? The same method. Only method different between online and offline is the mode of delivery, but we follow the same process. What about the hardware we have to work on if we choose online or offline? I think Mubin has already demonstrated the hardware, what we'll be using in online. If you're coming offline, we will be providing you the boards, right? Whatever the simulator that is showed, the PIC-Sim lab, we'll be giving you a PIC CAN board when you come here. Similarly, for the embedded Linux on ARM module, we'll be using a QEMU emulator in our online course. If you come to offline, we'll be using the BeagleBoard and Blackboard, right? So boards we'll be providing to you if you're coming offline. Right? If you're online, you can very well use the simulators. The learning effectiveness will be absolutely same between whether you use a simulator or the board. Or if you're very particular, no sir, I really want to buy a board and try on my own, even if I'm an online student, we can share you the link. You can buy the board and try. And as Mubin mentioned, whatever works in the simulator, it will exactly work the same way in the hardware also, and vice versa. So that's the innovation our mentors have done. Okay? Just because you're learning in simulator, you're not compromising on anything, right? And by the way, these simulators are open source, they're free. They're very much lightweight. Sometimes people ask, should I buy a high-end laptop to install those simulators? People often relate to for example, the EDA software, the hardware design software, right? Which requires a lot of hardware resources to be good, right? As long as you have a decent laptop, all the software will run there pretty much lightweight. Whatever the IDE and the simulator that Mubin has shown in this video, it works in any laptop. Okay. Hope that's clear, Sanjay. The hardware question. I'm very interested, says Naresh. Welcome, Naresh. I'll share you our counselor contact details towards the end. Some of you may be already in touch with our counselors. You can continue to talk to them, and they'll also try to reach out to you. And then you can actually reach out to them. They will be able to help you. Timings for offline batch. I think Anisha already clarified. Which course has got more opportunities? Embedded systems or IoT? Sai Krishna. Okay, again, this is another interesting question, right? So with respect to job opportunities, what we are seeing, both for the embedded systems and IoT, they get equal number of opportunities. Okay, there's nothing called who is getting more or less, right? But from the skill set perspective, I also recommend students to focus on IoT, because IoT also because that's not our scope here. We're already at 9:10, and if we focus on IoT, we can run for another 2 hours, right? We can talk about IoT. But in our IoT course, we also teach about cloud integration, etc., which is a good skill to have. Today everything is moving towards cloud, everything is getting connected. If you remember in the beginning, I showed, right, 3 sectors to watch out for. One was electric vehicle, second one was IoT, and third one was artificial intelligence, right? So IoT is something where everything is connected. So having that skill set will help you. Okay. So with respect to placements, no, absolutely no difference. Okay. Timings. Okay. I think timings has questions. Okay. So Madhvesh is asking, will company keep aptitude test for Imery students? Yes. Okay. Again, depends on the company. Some will not keep, but majority of them will keep. Okay. The communication skills I clarified. How many students allocated per batch? Asked Ashik. So Ashik, we try to keep the ratio about 40 to 50 rather, I would say. Okay, whether it's online or offline, that's our typical ratio. Because beyond that, if you go, right, we will not be able to give you the necessary attention. Okay. Classroom is still okay because you're listening and things like that, especially lab, no, becomes very difficult. So 40 to 50 you can assume as a ratio, the mentor and the students ratio. Okay. I think Pallavi is also asking the same thing. Okay, Jayalakshmi is asking, is there something like that where the low packages come at the earlier period and high packages later period, or it will be mixed? Okay, so she's talking about the type of companies. See, Jayalakshmi, right, ours is not a campus interview where I will publish previously itself, right, this is a company, it is going to come here, etc., right? So if you ask me, again, I tell this in every webinar, if you ask me, will 100 companies come every month? Yes. Which are all the 100 companies? I don't know. Even the placements, I don't know, right? Because we continues to work with the companies and get them. Right? Every month you see, some will be premium, some will be average, some will be relatively, in a medium level of companies, right? Average, medium, and then high paying. Again, what is high, what is average? It's up to you. So we have seen companies, let us say, from under the 4-ish lakhs, 4 LPA type of companies are there. Good number of them. 4 to 6 LPA, some of them are 6 to 10 are some of them. Are 10 plus, very few of them like that, right? So it means a mixture, and the mixture keeps changing every month. It's not like, for example, this month only less than or equal to 4 LPA will come, next month 4 to 6 will come. No, every month it will be mixture. In fact, if you look at our past webinars, right, when I show the student success stories also, I'll show a variety of success stories. The stories keep changing, right? That's because the companies keep changing. Okay, hope that's clear. There's no calendar, but if you ask me every month which mixture of companies come, yes, they are. Okay, again, okay. So Madhvesh is asking, will company keep aptitude? I think already clear. How many students allocated per batch offline classes? Ashik, I think I already clarified. Shabna is asking, sir, 5 GB data is enough for a 3 hours of class? Should be fine, Shabna. Okay, 5 GB data is good enough. Okay. Projects which we have done in the class is related to the company real-time project, or it is more different than the company's real-time project. So Sai Krishna, what happens is whenever you work on real-time projects, right, any real-time project for that matter, it will be really a big one if you go and work in a particular company, right? Let us say I'm building a connectivity software, I'm building a, let us say, an IoT solution, right? It's be really huge. So that project we cannot take and give to the students, right? So what our projects are derived is that in that bigger real-time projects, they're taken a specific use case, okay, and then that is carved out as a project and given to you as a part of your course project. That's what we mean by real-time project. It is based on real-time use case scenario, but you will not be working on a real-time project because you don't have a, for example, a product development company where you are going to work in the team, right? No, it is based on the use case. But what we are very sure, confident is that if you work on these projects, right? So definitely tomorrow when you go to the company, you will be asked to do the real-time projects or contribute to the real-time projects. If you worked on it, definitely you will be able to do well there. Okay, they're based on real-time use cases. Okay, what these projects are derived. Okay. So Ashish is asking, do you have to bring laptop for the classes? Yes, both for online and offline students. We need you to bring the laptops. Right? So online timing, similarly, online we run morning and the evening batch. The online batch timings again it will be in the morning 9:30 or 11:30. Again depends month on month, batch on batch. Our counselors will be the right people to tell you. But one thing that we have in online batch is that one batch time is fixed, the evening batch time. Okay, where we have 6 to 7 p.m. or 6 to 6:45 p.m. there is a lab, and 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. there is a class. So that is very much fixed for the evening batch. Morning time batch keeps varying. Okay. So Jayalakshmi is asking, I can't wait to start my course. When is the course starting for online? Give me some time, Jayalakshmi. I will show you the dates and our counseling team. You can talk to them. They will be able to help you. Okay. Sai Krishna asking, again, the project related question, which I clarified. How many months we should opt for this course? I think 6 months is the course duration. Hope that is clear. Then we have Pradeep Kumar, 2000 batch. Is it okay? I think I already clarified. ERA password is not at all an issue. Okay. Then Satish Gumma is asking, is having less than 70% degree reduce their interview opportunities, number of companies are eligible to attend the interview? See, every company has got eligibility. I'll show you shortly, right? But what you have seen, I already told you in the beginning of the webinar, it's a recent analysis. Earlier I used to tell 40%, 50%. If you go and look into my past webinars, right? Recent analysis where we had done analysis based on this year, January to May, when we analyzed, where we said 75% of companies, right, out of I think 400 and plus companies, where the 360 companies came around 450 times or something like that, right? That's the kind of number I'm talking about. 75% of them are telling that you can be from any year of pass out. Same 75% of them telling that you can be having any CGPA percentage. They really don't care. Okay, hope that's clear. Okay, oh my God, so many questions are there. Okay, maybe 1 or 2 questions I'll take. We'll come back to the presentation and we'll come back and then run the entire questions. Okay. And then Anish is asking, sir, can we learn programming language from 0 to advanced? Yes, that's the idea. Okay, not only programming subject, any subject that we teach in Emertxe will be from level 0. Okay, we don't assume. Rather, students ask me in webinar, so should I learn something and come? Right? I say reverse, come here and learn. Right? Everything will be from level 0. Sir, suppose we are not placed, then what to do after 6 months? Okay, so that's why I already clarified. I don't know many, how many of you got it, right? It will, okay, let me put a diagram. I think that will be better because you guys are still confused about that placements beginning and thing. This I do it in my induction class, but anyways, I'll do it here also. So let me draw a timeline diagram. So let us say, for example, you guys, let us say some of you are going to join our courses from June 23. Sorry, July. June is already over, right? July 23, right? Because month end we are starting the batch, you just say, let us, for our calculation, say, let us take from July, right? So July, August, September, October, November, December, right? Add one more month because sometimes, our mentors give more time for you to complete the project, etc. So let us put a 7 month of window, right? July, August, September, October, November, December, January, right? So let me say your course gets over by January 20. This is where your course gets over. So what is this? This is the course duration. Okay. This is what we mean by 6 months course, right? So what I'm saying here, after the 5th month, you can start applying for placements. For example, your placements, you can start applying from somewhere here. That's where our mentors will conduct the placement eligibility test, etc. Let us say, for example, that happens around the month of November, right? July, August, September, October. Let us say it happens around November 23. This is where your placements will open for your batch. Let us say, assuming somebody joins in July, right? Now, what we say from our placement team is that, right, you can apply up to 2 years from the time of course completion, the placement window. So you can start applying from whatever course end say later. So we'll say January 26. So this is the 2-year window I'm talking about. You can apply as many companies as possible, but I already clarified you can go for only one now, right? But you can apply from here itself. Here, let us say another 2 to 3 months are there, right? So let us say consider 3 months here. So put together, if you ask me, there are 27 months, 24 plus 3, right? 27 months of window is there where the placement is open. So there are some students, let us say immediately the batch become eligible. Some students will get placed here, but some students will get placed here. Some students will get placed here. That's why I said when somebody asks how many of them got placed per batch, we are done. We need to do the analysis here, right? That's when the placements gets over, right? So this is a whole window where you can apply for. So suppose your course got over in January, what to do? Keep applying for next 2 years. Hope that's clear. Okay, Prashant. Will the offline course offer soft skills and aptitude too? See, both the both the courses, right? There is nothing called we are doing extra for somebody and somebody else, right? Of course, I think offline has got one extra technical module, but apart from that, everything remains same. Okay, even in the online also, we do the soft skills and the aptitude, or rather, not aptitude, I'll say the resume preparation, disha preparation. I only take, in fact, I take online only. Because offline, online and offline put together, I do in online only, right? Where the company interview, the resume preparation, interview facing, we conduct it in the online mode only. There's no difference. We're not doing anything favor for online or favors for the offline. It is just the two ways to achieve the same goal, right? Suppose I want to go to Delhi, right? You take route A, I take route B. That's all. That's what online and offline is all about. So Sanjay is asking, so along with the course, can we have an opportunity to do an internship in Emertxe? Because I'm a 6th semester student, I need to submit some internship report in the 7th semester. See, you don't need to do our internship which you offer to the college students if you are already doing your course, right? So, but you need to submit some internship report to your college. What we can do is, whatever the course you are doing, and in the course itself, we'll be doing the project, right? So that particular project can be converted as an internship project, and we can give you the certificate, right? Okay. If you're doing a full-time course, don't do our internship. Internship is just for the college students only. If you're doing your course, anyways, in the course we'll be doing some projects, right? Those projects we can say that is I worked as a part of the internship. We've been doing for over the years, no issues at all. We can give a certificate which you can give to the college. Okay. All right. I think still some questions are left. What I do, I will run some more slides, few slides. I know it's like already 9:20. I'll come back and clarify the pending questions, right? So placements, as I said, this is a process what we have for placements. Once you get eligible, you need to start applying for the company using the Google group, and then we'll do internal filtering. Then we share with the companies, and then companies will again do the shortlisting, and then you get an offer. And as I said, there are two possibilities. Some students get job before the course, and some students get job after the course, and then you join and go for the certification and the onboarding. I think we clarified all the permutation combinations here. Okay. So let me quickly show you our Google group so that you'll get an idea about okay, yeah. So this is our Google group which I subscribed to with one of my Gmail IDs. You can see here. So here you can see every day whatever we are telling, like every day you can see mails are being sent, the new companies are coming, and then some companies are shortlisting. And once you're shortlisted, Mubin has already shown every batch whom is shortlisted, they create a backend WhatsApp group and then still can try to communicate. You can see here pretty much a lot of action happens here. See, this snapshot is what we publish in social media, but this is a live telecast, right? For example, you can see today, tomorrow, I think today there have been some emails have been sent around 4. One new company, 2 interviews got scheduled, right? Yesterday there was 4, right? Day before yesterday there were 3, and if you see 19th of June it was more, right? So typically beginning of the week it will be more. You can see on June 15th there are more, right? Applications, new companies, interview scheduling, right? So you can see a lot of information everywhere. The application is getting placed. For example, you can see Noise, which is similar to a boat. Some of you know the Indian consumer electronics company, right? They have come. So this is a typical example of an application. We give the website URL, the company, and then what is the skills or the modules that you need to be qualified, both for the embedded students and our IoT student, right? And you can see this company also no percentage criteria, no year of passout, right? So you can see there 5 lakhs to 15 lakhs is the salary. Somebody asked, sir, can you get 15 lakhs salary, right? I'm telling an example. And look at them, right? The entry mode is online, but you need to work from their Gurugram office. Very clear, right? So when you need to apply, so every application will have the same template. Every information will be openly shared with you, so that you can apply for the companies depending on the eligibility criteria and your interest. Okay. This is an example of a Google group. Let me open the slides. I think we are still discussing the FAQs only. Questions are still coming. Okay. Yeah, one more minute. I'll show you the certification and the course dates. So after you complete all the modules through us, okay, you get an opportunity to apply for a certification with Skill India, because we are one of the affiliated training partners or NSDC affiliated training institutes in India. So where our course, the embedded systems course that you're taking, it is mapped with them, because they have many courses. So our course is mapped with level 5. That's called as embedded software designer, or what is that? Embedded, yeah, embedded software engineer. Yeah. So that's a level 5 course. So after you are complete the course, we'll get 2 type of certifications. One is the certificate provided Emertxe that we can provide anytime. But what we are doing is, like, after you are done with your course with all the modules, right, pending modules, everything, you can apply for the certification with Skill India. Again, through the same Google group, we'll be communicating to you. You need to apply. Then the panel from NSDC will come. They will evaluate you. Then upon you successfully clearing this particular evaluation, we will be receiving the certificate. And this certificate, according to them, we should be giving only in hard copy format, not in the soft copy format. So we'll be putting our institute seal there. You can see, right, issued by institution name and all. So we'll be applying Emertxe's name and see everything. Then we'll laminate, and then we'll be couriering it to your home or office or wherever you give the address, right? So this is a very good opportunity to apply for a government of India. You can see nowadays, people do ask for these type of certifications, and especially people who are applying for higher studies, etc. This will come handy. And anyways, it is coming from Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Definitely, it's a good to have. Okay, so it's an additional benefit for the students of Emertxe. Okay, then there's a question to Manish. So what if not qualified for the placement test, right? Okay, again, there is a protocol there. There's a policy document. I thought if I open that, that will take more time. We have very clear-cut document written. Typically, I run it in the induction class and also in the monthly meeting I show. Okay, so what if suppose there's a placement eligibility test you conducted, but you're not clear, right? You can reappear for that. Okay? Again, when you can reappear, how many times you can reappear, right? Everything is well defined there. If you fail, you can reappear. But if you keep on failing, means as I told, right, in the beginning itself, if somebody is not at all focused in skill building, nobody can help you, right? But yeah, sometimes they are not prepared well. That day, you couldn't score well. He will give you opportunity for one more time or 2 more times if you're not wrong. Okay, you can reappear for the placement eligibility test. Hope that's clear, Anish. So we have Madhvesh asking, sir, for Skill India exam, should we pay extra fees? Yes, that's correct. Okay, because we don't, as I said, already we made this course as economical as possible, right? Again, we don't want to add additional things on top of it. So this is an optional for the students. Okay, I think this comes around 1,500 rupees or something, a fee which you need to pay to the Skill India, right? Which they charge to any student. So you need to pay us, we'll be paying to them. Okay, as simple as that. Not a very big amount, 1,500 around that. That's a latest fee. You need to pay if you want to take up the certification. If you don't want, you can go for any Emertxe certification, which is free anyways, right? We don't charge. This is, please note, this charge is given to them. Okay, we don't charge for this, but Skill India charges per student this the particular amount which you need to pay. Okay, because some students, what we have seen after 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, when they're applying for different jobs, I'm even seeing students who are passed out from us in the year 2017, talk about 6 years back, they come back and take the certificate. They say, sir, it's good to have this. I'm going for abroad, or I'm applying for jobs outside India, or I'm going for higher studies, right? So having this, mentioning that Government of India, Skill India, level 5. By the way, for diploma jobs, right? I was talking about skill development, right? If you talk about diploma jobs, this certification is super important, because some of the companies, they'll only hire you if you have the certification, right? Okay, but for our segment also, Skill India is trying to push to influence this certification among the companies to make it popularized. But that's not, it's not happened yet. But it's good to have always, right? Yeah, you need to pay that 1,500 rupees or so around that as a additional fees. So Rahul is asking how the exam will be conducted in online course. See, even it's online or offline, the test will be conducted in the online only. We don't have the paper-based test, right? Okay, it will be conducted from our LMS, learning management system, where you'll be given a login. Both online students and offline students will take tests from the online same portal only. Okay. Sorry, in offline, will every student get separate hardware boards? Yes, and sometimes if it is becoming, if the numbers are too good, maybe 2 people will share, but not more than that. So pretty much they take individual boards. We have enough boards available, so they take 1:1. But sometimes it has become too cramped, right? 2 people will share. That's all, not more than 2. Okay. The board will be given to you. So you need to check out from your team morning when they're coming. You need to take it from, and it will have all the connectors, everything related things will be put it in a cardboard box. They'll give you. You can take it, connect it, work, while going back home, return and go. Okay, that's a policy, that's a process we have, right? Okay. Sanjay is asking, after completion of 6 months course, till how many months will Imery support for placement? Sanjay, I already clarified. I don't know whether you heard or not. I even put a diagram. You will get support for 2 years. Okay. All right. Okay. So certification is done. I don't think I think one last slide, then we'll take your questions and we'll wind up. I know it's already 9:30. Okay. So here are the dates. So for offline batch, we are starting a batch on 27th of June. We are starting an offline batch. As I told in the beginning, 2023 passouts happened. A lot of admissions have already happened. Seats are filling very fast across all the batches. So 27th we are starting, and 30th we are starting an online morning batch. Right, as I told, we are given 2 slots for the online. And 4th July we are starting an online evening batch. Right, those are the dates for the batch start. So please get in touch with our counseling team. That is their common ID and their common phone number. Training@emertxe.com is their common email ID, and 809-555-7332 is the common phone number. If you ping them, any one of them will pick up, and then they will answer your queries. Okay. So we have a very good set of counselors who will be able to clarify fees, the installment, what discounts I can get, what are the current discounts running on, what's the fees difference between online and offline, what is the mode of payment, receipts, etc., etc. Everything you'll be able to talk to them. Okay. 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 So then Anish is asking just a clarification. What is the placement rate if 40 are there? How many may place within 6 months approximately? See, Anish, I think I already clarified, right? See, you guys are trying to do a jasus on me, right? Okay, this is what sometimes I get little bit, uncomfortable in webinar, right? You keep on putting the same bullet on me, right? Even though I'm telling you 10 times, right? Even if you wake me after 2 hours later, 2 a.m. in the morning, you wake me and tell the same answer, right? Okay, but anyways, it's my responsibility to clarify, right? See, as I told you, any batch, okay, if you want to measure the placement rate, I cannot do it after 6 months. 6 months, they're only completing the course, right? I can only measure the placement rate on a particular batch 2 years down the line, because that's when we exhaust all the placement opportunities. Because some will get placed in 5th month, some will get placed in 7th month, some will get placed in 15th month, some will take more time. That purely depends on the student. Okay, point number 1. Already told you, let me clarify. If you want, right, you can replay, right, you can go back to because what happens now, if I tell different statements, right, you guys will make a meme out of me, right? January webinar he said, February webinar he said, right? You will make a reel and memes out of me, right? So please go and refer all the webinars. My statement remains the same. Okay, you are asking the same question multiple times, right? So so what happens is we have measured. Okay, 6 months is not the right time. End of the 2 years we measured. Okay, whomever clear the placement eligibility, we had 100% placement rate. Okay, hope that's clear. Let me repeat, anybody talking about 100% placement guarantee, how many it is placing, this is irrespective of year of pass out, irrespective of percentage, irrespective of the branch, right? Because 6 months is not the right duration to measure the placement success. Anish, hope it is clear. Others, it's clear, please ask me. You can put as many bullets on me, right? I always show this diagram. Let me just show you guys also. Every webinar it happens to me, it happened in this webinar also, right? So, okay, let me pull up a diagram for you guys. On lighter note, okay, the questions are always appreciated, right? Okay. So this is how you guys should shoot me, asking about the placement data, right? I already told you, right? Anytime you ask me, my answer will remain the same. Okay. Aage piche upar niche, right? Because I don't need to manufacture anything for anybody, right? Whatever we do, we tell. Whatever we tell, we do. As simple as that, right? Okay. So other things, Madhvesh is asking, sir, offline batches, will you provide notes and PPTs, right? So there is nothing, again I'm telling you, there's nothing specific that we give, right? Whatever Mubin has shown you, the same learning management system will be given for both online and offline students. Okay, so there's no difference. Hope that's clear. Okay, material wise, only thing which you don't give to offline student is the recorded version of the video. That's what we don't give, right? Rest all is common. Test, PPTs, project documents, right? In fact, you can go to this if you guys still have, want to practice. Just go to emertxe.com/embedded systems. Our entire, course material is there. Not only that, it's not that you need to join our course. Just go ahead and check. The entire course contents are available here. Okay, entire whatever Mubin showed, right, is available for free. Everything is there. You can download and refer, no problem. Okay. Okay. So Jay Lakshmi is asking again, same bullet, right? At the end of the 6 month, what percentage of the students would be placed? As I said, we don't measure. Okay, we only measure 2 years down the line. That's not the right way to measure. Okay, let me go up. I think in Nietzsche, I almost answered all. We're done. I don't have any more slides. Yeah. So, okay. Pawan is asking, sir, we are having a knowledge about the testing. The coding is not able to convey. If you write 10 lines of code, I'm not getting a single line about the code. What to do this, right? So basically, it's finding some difficulty with respect to coding. So what I suggest is only way to get rid of this is to practice more. Okay, the more you practice in labs, the more hands-on that you do, definitely you can become a good coder. Okay, no problem. Let me see. Hope I answered all. I'm just scrolling up. Most of them we cleared. Any one or two? Let me just see. Maybe in the beginning, I missed something. Okay. I think pretty much you can answer all. 100% placement we discussed. 2 years we discussed. Because many of them we already answered. That's why I'm just skipping. I'm trying to pick any question which we have not answered. Notice period, mechanical engineering, applying to multiple companies, due to course duration, higher salary package, then Chennai-based placement, recorded classes. Yeah, pretty much I've answered all. If you guys have still any questions, you can type me. Okay, I can answer if I missed any. I hope I have answered all. If you feel that I have not answered, just please type once again. We can answer. I'm available. No worries. Okay, I'll ensure all the questions are answered before I leave for today. Okay. Okay, sir, my math is poor. Can I learn? Says Anmol Dubey. See, I can't say, because math is something which demonstrates your fundamental problem solving skills, right? So if you are not good in math, you might find programming little difficult, because programming and maths has got a lot of connections, right? But as I told to the other students, anything that can be learned, if you put necessary effort on it, I would suggest practice more, then you'll get comfortable with it. Okay, Anmol Dubey. Okay. 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 Okay, Rahul is asking, I think he's typing in Hindi. Actually, sir, हम लोगों को घर पे जवाब देना है. 6 महीने के बाद करोगे क्या? Yes, I understand, right? Okay, and I also tell in a lighter note among my webinars that more than your parents, right? Your relatives and neighbors are more worried about your job, right? अभी राहुल का job लगी या नहीं लगी, आपके parents से ज़्यादा चिंता है कि आपके relatives और neighbors को, okay? तो इसलिए वो parents चुप रहेंगे तो भी रिलेटिव्स आके उस पे क्या है, आग पे और तेल डाल देंगे, राइट? आई अंडरस्टैंड वेयर क्वेश्चंस आर कमिंग फ्रॉम, राइट? Okay, and also other thing, when I get too much of gun type questions that ask about placements, right? I always tell this answer to all the people, right? The doubts are there in your mind, okay? Right? The doubts are there in your mind, and it's my responsibility to clarify. That's what I'm doing, right? But in our minds, there's no doubt. We have been doing for 20 years. You follow the recipe, definitely, घर पे भी जवाब दे सकते हो और neighborhood auntie को भी जवाब दे सकते हो कि जॉब लग गया. Okay, hope that's clear, Rahul. Then the next offline batch start after the July. Elias is asking. So Elias, every month we do batches. Typically in the last week of every month, and before that, a week before, a few days before, we keep this webinar so that people can clarify the queries, and then if they're interested in joining, they can join, right? And some people will wait. They even attend multiple monthly webinars, and then they decide they can do that also. Okay. So towards every month, you will see the dates. Maybe after the June admissions are over, the July dates will be published. So please watch out for our website, or you can get into touch with our counselors. They'll be able to share the July dates once after we complete the June admission. Okay. Currently, heavy admissions are going on for June. Okay. I think mathematics question we answered. Then Sai Teja is asking, is online mode QT programming is also available? No, actually, as I said, right, the only difference between online and offline, what we find is in offline we have this additional module subject for offline students. Okay. So the reason why we are not kept QT for online students is that will make the course even more longer. See, one challenge in online learning, even though I told a lot of benefits, is that in online you're sitting alone like this and learning, right? You don't have classmates, you're not physically interacting, right? So we thought that will pull the course even longer. Okay. So please note that learning, knowing QT or not knowing the QT module, it will not have an impact on your placements. It's good to have, right? Because today a lot of UI is getting developed using QT, in the embedded systems and widely even beyond embedded systems also. It's good to have a QT skill, okay? But it's not mandatory for placements. That's why we kept it as a optional or additional module for offline students. So it's not available online. Okay. So Pallavi is asking, my question is at 806. Please see. So Pallavi, can you copy paste once again if you don't mind, because it's like flooded. If you can copy paste once again, I'll be able to answer. Okay. I tried. Probably I missed. Even in 86, there are many questions, right? Okay, I'm at 939 now. Please copy paste once again. I'll definitely answer. Okay. So let me. Okay. Okay. Then Ashik is asking, so if you got placed in 4th month or else, in which case can you allow to attend the balance 2 months of course? This is another question, right? So suppose you have some modules pending, okay, whether you come to online or offline. Suppose you 5th month you got your placement eligibility and immediately you got placed. And as I told you, need to join the company immediately, right? This is more troublesome for an offline student because they need to go, right? So any student, whether it's an online student or an offline student, when they get placed and they get to join the company, right? And if they have any pending modules, pending subjects with our course, what we do is like these students are automatically given opportunity to join our online evening course, right? The online evening course, which I already told you, runs between 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. every day. Even if you start working, you will be able to do that course, even after you're getting placed. Because from our side, we don't want to give anything incomplete with respect to skill development, right? So you can shift to the, suppose let us say 5 modules you completed, 2 modules are pending, right? Or 1 module is pending. You can get in touch with your team. They will shift you or they will attach you to the appropriate online evening course batch, and then you can attend after your work hours and then complete. For this, there's no extra fee or anything like that, right? Don't bother, of course, don't worry. You're already a student. From our side, we'll ensure that we give you an opportunity to complete the pending modules, because some companies these days also mandate that, right? Attend that and then get the certification from Imery, right? Or certification from NSDC. Right? Some students attend the pending modules. Good number of them attend, I would say. Okay. Hope that's clear, Ashik. Okay. In which area we have to be strong knowledge for placement, Manjunatha? I would say whatever is taught in the course, you need to be strong. Okay. So rather I put reverse. Whatever they ask in placement, that's what we teach, right? So focus on that, it will happen. So Siddhi Bafna is asking, so is there any offline batches in the month of August or September? I already answered this question. Let me ask. Every month batches are there in the last week. Currently, I already showed you, it's only published for the June month, right? Remaining dates, wait for a month, we'll be publishing month on month. Okay, Sai Teja is asking, what is the difference between online and offline? I think we explained in detail. I don't know whether you joined late, Sai Teja. Okay, the mode of delivery is different. In fact, Mubin spent a lot of time. Probably you joined late. Okay. Okay. Madhvej is asking, for offline batch, the mock interviews will be face to face, right? Or also and also the test preparation. See, mock interviews, I think still the mock interviews happen online, even for the offline batch students, right? But yeah, test preparation, everything happens offline. Okay, but I think only mock interview they're scheduling online because the mentor availability, etc., etc. Okay, but the preparation, everything will be offline only. Okay. Do you have any concession in fees? As I said, our counselors are the right people to tell you. Their contact details are right there in the slide. Please get in touch with them. Okay. So any working professionals per batch will be there. Ask Pallavi. Oh, thanks Pallavi for copy pasting the question once again. See, in the evening batch, that is from the 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. lab and 7 to 9 p.m. right? That is where we see good number of working professionals will be there. Okay, online morning may not be because it's not conducive, but some students who are working but they work on shifts, for example US shifts, right? For them they will be there, right? Offline I don't see many because they need to come physically, right? Okay, online evening batch you see good number of working professionals will be there. In fact, in the introduction we'll discuss, right? People come from different type of background. Larger chunk come from IT services companies, Wipro, Infosys. I think last monthly batch I think some a few tens of people are there from these service companies. Then people working in the manufacturing segment will be there, like SCADA, PLC, manufacturing side. They want to come to embedded will be there, right? There are people who are teachers or professors, right? I already told you will be there, and people who are working, but they work in a business roles, marketing, sales, business development, right? Customer support, right? So those are all the set of working professionals will be there. You will find maximum them coming for our online evening batch because that's conducive to them, right? They can complete their work and then they can do the course. Okay, hope that's clear, Pallavi. Okay, for freshers and experience, both will be in the same batch. Yes, in the evening online batch, yes, because our online evening batch is also taken by college students. Of course, the regular students also there. Because you saw, right, some of them who are in the 8th semester, they want to, because they also have classes from morning 9 to 6 or 8 to 5 or something like that, right? You will find both of them in the same batch. Yes. Okay. Pawan is asking, I'm interested in testing jobs rather than coding after finishing the coding. Can I apply for the job related to embedded testing tester? See, Pawan, when the companies come, you saw the application, right? So generally, they don't specify the role, whether you are hired for a developer or a tester, right? Some will specify, but majority of them won't specify, right? And if you look at developer also, there are multiple layers. You may be a low-level firmware developer, middle layer development, application developer, right? In the embedded itself, right? So that depends on the company. Okay, so even we are seeing cases where, let us say, two students are hired from our institute. One student goes to development project, another student goes to testing project, right? So that depends on the company, depends on the role. Okay, so what I would say is that if your preference is testing, that's fine. You can explore during your entry process. You can explore what role they're hiring, or you can convey your interest towards that particular role and then see how it goes. I would say like that. But companies won't tell. If you see our application, we tell everything, but we will not tell whether that is for a developer role or a tester role. That we don't know. Okay. Two people hired, because when the companies are hiring, the HR is hiring, right? It may be for different teams, different departments, etc. We don't know that internal detail. They don't tell us also. Right? That's the thing. Sai Krishna is asking, does IoT course has all concept in embedded systems along with extra concept, or it's a separate curriculum? See, there is some overlap between both embedded and IoT courses, Sai Krishna. For example, C programming is common, right? Okay. And for example, there we use a Arduino based microcontroller. Here we use a PIC based microcontroller, right? So certain things are common. But there is a difference in between the both courses. For example, in embedded you will find certain modules which go more towards the hardware. For example, embedded Linux, right? Qt, right? You go more on the embedded side. Whereas in IoT side, you see some modules which go towards the cloud. For example, there is a IoT cloud. There is a module, right? IoT architecture is a module. IoT workflow is a module, right? So that's a difference between the two courses in terms of our curriculum. I would say 40 to 50% of the curriculum is same, but there is a difference between both the courses. I suggest you download our syllabus from our website, both the courses, it's available. Then you can compare and see how the modules differ to each other. Okay. Okay. So Rahul is asking, sir, अपने पापा से बोलूं 6 months में कुछ तो जाएगा. Actually, sir, बहुत pressure है. I understand this, Rahul. In fact, most of your questions when you're asking, right, it is out of pressure only. Pressure से इतना पूछ रहे हो ना. Okay. So I said, we have to deal with it. Okay. My request to all of you, pressure is there. There's nothing where pressure is not there, right? Okay. So you need to focus, keep the pressure aside. In fact, if you ask different people, they have different type of pressure coming in, right? Keep the pressure. Pressure is there, part of life. See it, accept that as a part of life. Focus on skill building. That only will give result. Just only bothering about pressure will not give you any results, right? Okay. So Pallavi is asking a question again. Like experience means people already in embedded field, but they just want to upskill the programming. Are a fresher who come in for new job opportunity will sit in the same batch? Yes, that's what I'm telling, right? Okay. Because we cannot mandate, right, saying that when you are taking this course, this is the type of a profile you should come from. Whether it is a offline course, online course, professional course, right? We allow everybody with every background to come and take the enrollment, right? But yeah, we do get some people who already have a previous embedded experience, right? Okay, for them also, let me be let me explain this, right? For them also, even when they know C programming already very well, already they are using in their career, right? But when they learn our C programming, they really learn something more. Okay, that's the depth that we are offering. So that way, if you see, right, we don't see any issue them sitting in the same class. Okay, they are learning from the similar type of mentor, similar type of curriculum. But some of the people who have already some previous experience, they can even an embedded experience, they can do more projects. They can take more complex projects during the course, build more course projects on that, so that they will be able to differentiate themselves from others during the placement. They can do that also. Some of them do that. Okay, so it's a mixture of the profile, because we cannot mandate, right? We cannot say minimum 2 years of embedded experience, then only you can come. That's unfair, right? So as far as we are concerned, there's a learner. The learner wants to learn, right? The learner wants to get into this type of profile. We'll help. Okay, hope it's clear, Pallavi. Okay, Sai Krishna is asking, does IoT course has all the concepts? I think I already explained this. Okay, please check the curriculum. Both the curriculum is there. Okay. So every student, Madhvesh is asking, every student who is doing registration or applying for placement drive will get test mail from the company, or whether it's a resume shortlisting. I think Madhvesh already shown you, there will be shortlisting. Okay, you may be eligible when you're applying, doesn't mean that you get shortlisted. Okay, there are two aspects to it. One, for example, we ourselves feel some students are not eligible, they still apply. For example, the company says, right, you should have completed A, B, C modules. You saw in the application form, right? Some student, what they'll do, they say 10 lakh rupees salary, they apply. They might not have completed the course modules, right? Okay, so we filter them. That's what we do. Then we send a profile to the company, right? Let us say, for example, for a company, there are 40 people who apply. Okay, and we filter, let us say, 5 people, and we send 35 people to the company, right? Then the company may again say 35 is a too big a number, right? I want only 10. So please shortlist the top 10 people from this 35 and send it to us, right? They will come back to us, because more than the year of pass out, more than the percentage, how well you perform in our course matters to most of these companies, right? So we shortlist based on how well you performed in the course, we share. That's what I keep on telling from the beginning. If you see, right, your academic year of pass out doesn't matter, branch doesn't matter, percentage doesn't matter, but how you perform in the course matters a lot. And often people ask me this question, sir, what does it take to get a 15 lakh salary? What does it take to get the 10 lakh salary? That 10 lakhs guy, can you give me the phone number? I'll call and ask, right? What did he do extra? I said, chup, he didn't do anything extra. Whatever mentors are told, 100% he done, he got it. It's as simple as that. Okay. So your idea is to play the game of skill, the idea of to play the game of merit, right? As long as you follow that, you are shortlisted. And some students ask, sir, how do we get more shortlisting? Every company I apply, I want to get shortlisted. What is a simple mantra? Be in the top of the performance curve. As I said, everything get assessed. Mubin also reiterated that if you're performing well, obviously you will be in the topper part of the, there will be performance, right? Okay, there's no free meal in this world, right? Okay. Even if I'm not performing in my company, what do I do, right? I'll become a liability for the organization, right? So performance is everywhere that we go. Shortlisting companies do ask. Okay? Not everybody, if you're eligible also, it is not necessary that you are getting shortlisted. There's a difference. Okay, hope that's clear, Madhvesh. Manjunath, I think you're typing this question repeatedly. I already answered. In which area you have to be strong to get into placement? I already answered, right? Whatever is being taught in the course, you be strong. Rather, I told reverse. Whatever the companies are expecting you to be strong, that's what you teach. So follow that. Naturally, you'll get stronger. Okay. So Jayalakshmi is asking, do industry see internship as an added value? See, again, Jayalakshmi, this internship has become a very diluted market. I'm telling this based on my experience because we offer a free internship. People ask me, why are you giving this free internship? Because by getting frustrated about what is happening in the internship market. Let me tell you why. Okay. See, if you look at tier 1 students, right? Yeah, as I mentioned, I graduated from NIT. If you go and see my NIT juniors today, okay, they're in the first year, second year, right? They're way ahead here. Now, I myself, I feel very shameful that I am from NIT because they're way ahead of me during our times, right? In first year, second year, they go to Udemy, they do the course on their own, right? There are tons of online materials available. By the time they're in the second year, their skill levels are way high, right? So what it becomes is that it becomes difficult. It becomes a mandate for the companies when they hire, hey, I want to recruit that guy, right? That guy is in demand. So when they hire an intern and give him an internship for summer internship for 4 weeks, right? What do? They pay not only stipend, they pay a very good amount. For example, I know some of the companies who pay stipend, they call stipend, the stipend itself goes up to 50-60,000 per month, like 7.2 lakhs per annum, right? They pay that much and get these interns because even I worked with some of these interns, right? In Imersy, we had some projects to do and we called them sometime back, right? Day one, they can build an app. In a matter of 2 weeks, they build an app on their own. No guidance, nothing. The day one, they're living, breathing the source code, right? They're doing everything on their own, right? This is again the problem is it's only the top 5% of the people I'm talking about. If you've done that level of an internship, it will matter in your job because you learn something, you build something. But if you look at the remaining 95% of the internship market, what type of an internship people are doing? They go to BSNL. Again, don't get me wrong, right? I have all the respect for BSNL or any public sector for that matter, right? They go to BESCOM, Bangalore City Board. They'll say, I did 1 week of internship in BESCOM. I did 1 week of internship in Indian Railways, right? What do? And we also do industrial visit. What do we do in industrial visit? Jaake ghum ke aao, right? That's what they do. So they don't add any value to internship. The reason being, when I'm hiring a tier 2 guy for an internship, he's not skilled. So I need to teach that person to make him skilled, which companies are not ready to do. So it becomes a chicken or egg. So what does the tier 2 student do typically in internship? Again, most of you would agree with me. You go to some place, उससे नाम के वास्ते certificate ले लो. And somebody, some cases they not even pay. You get the payment and then give it to the college will give you marks and then do. So that's where we thought, right? It's going into the drain. We want to make a difference. That's when we introduced this 1 month for 6 weeks of internship program for free. Neither the company, neither student need to pay or we need to pay to the student, right? It's skill building and project building. And there also we say, we'll give you certificate only you show me the project output. You can go and check our online videos and all, right? Some of them really value that, saying that genuinely we do. Right, not to flood, right? So that way, this internship is again the words like trainee, internship, apprentice, right? These are very, very loosely coupled words, right? I would say as long as you are adding value, right? Okay, you can mention it will add a valuable value to a resume, right? Other than that, largely I'm saying, considering that all of you are from a tier 2, tier 3 college, internship is not adding any much value. That's where we want to make a difference, and then we introduce, right? It's a long answer. Okay, if you can sit and talk for next 1 hour, also I can discuss about the internship. Because people go and pay 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees to somebody. Why? Because he'll give an internship certificate. So and so did an internship. Kuch nahi. Okay, like how our final project has become. No, project center people go and buy. Right? It has become like that. Right? We are diluted engineering to the maximum extent possible. Right? So that's the thing I would answer, right? If you've done something, for example, those folks, when I talk about my juniors in NIT Warangal, right? When they do that 1 month internship, they would have built an app in that 1 month. They mention it. Then that's why in the first job itself, they get into Goldman Sachs and Google, right? Because they've done a value-added work in their internship. Okay, hope that's clear. Ashik is asking, sir, is there any entrance exam or scholarship exam in admission process? No, we don't conduct any entrance test. Again, that goes with our philosophy, right? If I need to filter you and take you, right? Okay, then what is that, right? Okay, if everybody gets a so-called filtered guy, it's easy, no, right? We do the hard job. We say anybody can come, follow the process, right? So we don't have any entrance test or any exam. Anybody who can willing to take an admission, they're open to take. Okay. Anmol Dubey is asking, any company came from Nagpur location for placements? Not Nagpur, Anmol. As I said, Mumbai, Pune, I'm seeing. Okay, not from Nagpur. याद नहीं, I don't remember, but I don't think so. होगा तो भी एक आध होगा, one maybe one or two maximum, I don't remember. But Pune, yes, Mumbai and Pune, yes. Do industry see internship as, I think we discussed this in detail. Abhijit Nair is asking, what is the difference between embedded and IoT? Abhijit, okay. If I explain this, it will take a long time. So what I suggest is you guys go to YouTube, okay, YouTube channel, and search for Emertxe's YouTube channel. There's a video which I have shot and our team has posted. Imery. Just search here. There's a video where it says, the difference between embedded and IoT. There's a 10 minutes video is there. You can check it out. Okay, where I only spoken, my team has recorded. It's there. You need to just search for it. Okay. Okay. Satish is asking, number of MNCs versus number of startup companies placement opportunities provided through Emertxe. Okay. So distribution wise, opportunities provided. Yeah. So I would put something like this. Roughly, Satish, I don't have a analysis or something, any graph or something in front of me to talk. But roughly, if you ask me, around 60 to 65% you can consider is a mid-sized companies. Okay, mid-sized companies. You can say around 10 to 15% would be startups. Again, similar to 5 to 10% will be MNCs. Okay, roughly around 60, 20, 20, 65, 15, 10, something like that. In that range, you can assume largely all the three buckets, right, which I mentioned initially, right? Startups, mid-size are the biggest hirers, by the way. Okay, if you look at the graph, right, almost 65% mid-sized companies, people are having few hundreds of employees, are the ones who have been the biggest recruiters from the beginning. For example, a company called Avin Systems, right? I think they must be having 200-300 employees by now, doing pretty good work in automotive. They've been hiring for at least 10-12 years now. Okay. That's a distribution, I can say. Okay. Satish. Thanks for your valuable response. It's 10 p.m. You guys are giving very good response. No one will give such a depth explanation. I heard and saw very good opinion about institution. Hope for the best. We are joining. Oh, no problem, Pallavi. Okay, this is my job. I have to do this. And as I said, no, see, this is motivation for me, right? Not this running this right, boring. No, every time same, same thing. But the questions are the one which motivates me and Mubin, right? Okay, so that's why we can sit. No problem. Okay, we are anytime we are open. So what is the range of package for freshers with 0 years of experience, right? See, package ranges, I would say our average is 4.1, okay. And then the upwards, it goes up to like 20ish, whatever the Qualcomm numbers is the highest number. Okay. That's a number, Jayalakshmi. Okay. Hanumantappa is asked, Hanumanta, okay, do you combine class for embedded and IoT for the same syllabus if it is? No, we don't combine. No. Yeah, if the modules are same, they may combine. Okay. So for example, there is also C module, there's also C module. They may sit in the same class if there is if there's a need and if there is a slot available. Okay. But apart from that, they do it, independent modules anyway, they do independently. Okay. If there's a chance to merge, they may. Okay, I don't know. Mubin will be able to answer that just for optimization purpose. Anish is asking, what about opportunities for experienced and fresher? Do companies will prefer experienced purpose? No, not necessarily, right? As I told, right, we are not talking about somebody who's experienced or fresher. All we are telling you the skill, right? But working professionals will have advantage in some areas. For example, if you already have some previous experience, some companies consider that previous experience and give you a higher salary package. I don't know whether you noticed in my example which I shown today, there is 2 students who got placed in Ingersoll Rand. One student got placed at 5.5 lakhs, another one got at 7 lakhs, 7 or 8 lakhs, right? Okay. So why? Because this student had a previous work experience. That's why they fit it at a higher level salary band. That way they get a difference. But in terms of skill set, they really don't care. Okay. In fact, in the initial round of interviews, they don't even know whether you're a fresher or a, even the interviewer don't bother. You clear. Maybe later round when you go to HR or management round, this differentiation will come. Where working professional with some valid experience will get some advantage in self. But that has nothing to do with selection or rejection. If you show the skill set, whether you're a fresher or working, there are cases where freshers have demonstrated phenomenal skill set, they've gone ahead. And the experienced person could not do, he did not get selected, and vice versa. It depends purely on the person. There's no bias from the company side. Okay, that much I'll assure you. Okay. Ashik is telling, sir, in your internship, so in your Instagram page, most of the students got placed in domain in embedded systems. So what about the IoT side, sir? give more priority to embedded students. Okay, this is again an interesting question. See, what has happened is majority of our admissions are happening in the embedded side, even though we are trying to educate about IoT, right? That is the only thing. In fact, I would put reverse. Our IoT students get placed faster because, as I said, skill set wise they're ahead, right? They're much better because they bring the cloud skills also. But but in terms of Instagram, let me check. Even there's some discussion going around our team saying that the IoT student data what not getting passed on from the placement team to our Instagram team or something like that. I'll check that. But be rest assured that IoT, by doing IoT, will only be in an advantageous state. Just that the numbers may not look overwhelmingly. You'll see embedded IoT come dikega, but IoT people, I would say they're hotcakes because Python and also C. That's a very powerful combination. Right? Along with it, you have cloud. So definitely, you will have an advantage being an IoT student. Sai Krishna, big company like Qualcomm, Honeywell, Bosch, L&T choose embedded profile or IoT profile. Doesn't matter, yeah. That's what I'm telling. I showed in my application also. They're open. They will not ask you, are you an IoT student? Are you an embedded student? No. Are you working professional? Are you fresher? No. They have a set of questions, right? If you answer, they'll take you. As simple as that. That will happen for both the courses, right? How well you demonstrate, it depends on you. They will not say, oh, IoT, I'll give you more, embedded give you less, work experience more, fresher less. No. It depends on how well you are able to perform. Whatever you study, you will be able to perform well. But how well you study depends on you. Okay. Okay. Then we have somebody, Gokula Pandian. So for attending the course, I don't have money. So I borrowed for interest to attend the course. So I'm an average student. So kindly say how fast I can clear the interview. I know, sir, I might irritate you, but my situation, I need placement as fast as possible. So Gokula Pandian, 99.9% students are like you only. Okay, they want to. You're expressing your, your financial concern in that, right? Some students, express their family-related concern. Everybody has got a concern. Okay, how quickly you can get placed, it depends on you. Okay, we open it up, right? And please note, when you go to a company and attend, right? Okay, we don't have any say of how you perform. It's like I'm a coach, right? I'm coaching you. Recently, World Cup final has happened, right? India lost, right? Okay, Rahul Dravid and any coach for that matter, they can only coach. How well they perform in the ground, it depends on the team, right? Same thing, right? Yes, I understand, I acknowledge your concern, but you need to focus on working, putting your efforts, and then getting placed as soon as possible. And how you can get placed as soon as possible, focus on skill building. Okay. Okay. Anmol, I think I already answered your question. It's coming multiple times about Nagpur company. Okay. Similarly, Pawan is okay. Mohan Reddy is asking, will you teach C or C++? We teach both. Okay, both are part of our module. Okay. Will having MPAC degree increase the salary package for a fresher? Some companies, yes. Okay, some companies have got a different scale for MTechs. They'll say for BTech this is a salary, for MTech this is a salary. Few of them. Okay, so that way MTech students will get higher salary if they specify. Yes, few companies do consider MTech, they give a higher salary. Okay. So Sanjay is asking, sir, for offline, how many batches are there in Bangalore? Depends actually. Say yes, we take month-on-month admission, right? Maximum 40 to 50 is our strength. Anything that comes more than that, they'll divide into multiple batches and give admissions. Okay, so that is the limit. After which, even the same month, we start multiple batches, right? I think in June we are already running quite high, as I already said, right? Numbers. Okay. Branch, okay. Okay, he was asking branch. Oh, sorry. Branch, we have only one branch. Okay, MG Road is our main only office that we have. We don't have any other branches in Bangalore. Okay, only one branch we have. All right, I think it's 10:10. Okay, still I'm seeing. Let me not. Okay, Satish Guma is asking, will the placement opportunities differ for integrated MTech degree versus normal MTech degree? No. Okay, they say just say an MTech. That's all. Okay. Again, I'm telling Satish, right? Companies don't care if you ask me. A few companies give MTech some advantage, but they don't care. Okay, whether you're integrated, whether you're non-integrated, Can you perform when I call you for the interview tomorrow? That's the only question they're concerned about. Anmol is asking, sir, any PG near the institute? Yes, there are. Once you take your admission, our admin team has shortlisted a list of PGs nearby, where our team has shortlisted, and they also have an address and everything. You can go look all of them. Wherever you find comfortable, you can take it. Okay. We just have a list nearby ones, okay, which are reachable by metro. Our office is based out of MG Road, which is very much near to the metro station. You can near reach that. So they shortlist a few areas around that. They'll give you a list. You can go and select whichever you feel like doing that. Okay. So Gokula Patin is asking, so I got some clearance, sir. Those have slots for offline classes, sir, for Ember. I'll register on Saturday and I'll visit Monday as I am in southern Tamil Nadu. It's up to you, Gokul. Okay, whenever you want to register, you can get in touch with our council. That's why I kept the slide, our counseling team, which batch, coming offline, online, next month batch, whatever it is, your choice. Okay, please do that. Shabna is asking another very interesting question. Sir, is interview done or offline or online? A very nice question, right? I was thinking why it did not come, right? So if you look at pre-pandemic, right? Pre-pandemic, it was very simple, 100% offline, 0% online. And there's no concept of online interviewing then, right? Okay. During the pandemic, especially during the peak of pandemic, it reversed, 100% online, 0% offline, right? Because we cannot go physically and attend the interview, right? And as we, stagingly came out of pandemic, right? And the companies are also going for a hybrid working model, etc. This ratio keeps changing. Again, we done a recent analysis based on our January to May. What we found out is 65%. Okay, 65% of the companies are opting for online mode of selection process. 35% of the companies are opting for offline based selection process. This is the latest statistic I'm talking. I'm talking with the graph data, right? Okay. So now, then one more question will come. Sir, if I'm an online student, right? What about the 35%? Will I miss this, right? Yes, you will miss this. Okay. So what we are recommending for the student is, for an online student is, okay, because of this scenario, okay, if you say there are some cases where people are based out of Bangalore and then they can attending online. You can very well attend. We don't have, even if the offline, you can come and attend, no problem, right? But somebody, let us say, located in Nagpur, they cannot come physically. You attended some interview, right? What we are telling is, right, once you complete the course, let us say you attended few companies, you did not get placed, right? If you are planning to come to Bangalore and take advantage of the remaining 35%, do it. Okay, that's why we're telling to online students, because we cannot go and force the companies only take an online interview, only take an offline interview. In fact, I would say pretty bad, because online also given raise to proxy interviews, right? People copy in the written test, right? Pretty bad practices across the, I'm not talking about our institution, in general, it has been proliferated. So some companies say, no, I want that guy to come physically, I'll interview, then only I'll send. Otherwise, in the name of Ramasamy, Kuppusamy will go on to the interview and get selected. Then on the day of reporting, it turns out to be a different person, right? So this is what they want to prevent. Okay. So this is the answer. As of now, 65% online, 35% offline. Can the ratio change? Yes, it may change. Okay, as in the coming months. Jayalakshmi is asking, hats off to your efforts in answering each and every questions. Thanks, Jayalakshmi. This is giving me the necessary energy for me at 10:14 p.m. What is the fee structure for the embedded? Prajwal, again, please talk to our counseling team. They are the one who will explain you the fees. We can stay in the institute's lab for practicing the equipment? Yes, you can. Okay. If you wanted to practice more, you can discuss with the mentors and then plan. Okay. Sanjay is asking, sir, you said online students will not have QT programming module. So if I choose online, anyhow, I can do QT module or any other module. No, currently QT we are not delivering online. Okay, you will not be able to do it. Or if you want to do it, you do it in some other way. We will not be able to help you there. Okay. So if you're an offline student, how I get notes? Is a hard copy or soft copy? See, Anmol, there is no soft copy. I think I clarified multiple times. Same LMS, learning management system. You log in, everything is there. We will not give you any extra Xerox copy for offline, etc. We got rid of it long time back. Only difference between online and offline students is online students will get the recorded video. That's all. Rest, when whatever moving showed it, when you log in, they get the same materials. Everything is digital material. There's no hard copy, there's no printouts, there's no Xerox copies. Okay. Thank you, sir, says Anmol Dubey. Okay, I think it's 10:15 now. Still, I'm seeing around 30 people are in the room. So good to see that. I think today is one of the longest course demo webinars. It will go down in the history, I guess. Any other questions? Any other questions? I can go on, no problem. All right, I'm not seeing any more questions. Hope we have cleared all the questions. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Answering all the questions, says Monica. Thank you for your patience, says Anish. Okay. What is the placement eligibility criteria? Okay, we'll explain that. Okay, you need to clear our placement eligibility test, mock interviews, and our mentors expect you to maintain minimum score. There are 3 criteria to be eligible for placement. Let me repeat: placement eligibility test, mock interview, and in the module you should score some minimum score. If I show the document, it'll run for another half an hour. I don't want to do that. We'll show you and discuss with you. Okay. Thanks, sir, says Ganesh. Gokula is telling, right? Hats off for your risk cut 1075. Have a very good night. Okay, no risk at all. It's my job. As I said, even if you sit for another hour, we can discuss. No problem. This is my responsibility. See, last point. Okay, last point I want to tell before I close. Right? Okay. See, we have been sitting for almost 3 hours 15 minutes. At 7 p.m. we started, right? So what am I trying to do, or what Mubin is trying to do, we both trying to do is, we are trying to give you the maximum amount of information and clarify as many questions as we can. Okay. End of the day, you are the decision maker for your career. Okay. Just because we are answering so many questions, just because we are sitting for three hours and things like that, it doesn't mean that you need to come to embedded system, doesn't mean that you need to come and join our course, nothing. Okay, there's absolutely nothing, right? Our idea is to give you the right set of information and the clarity so that you are the best decision making, because whatever you are going to decide now, you're going to do it for next 40 years, right? 21 you start working, right? At least you need to work till 60, right? So you need to do it for next 40 years. So whatever may be the decision, whether you want to come to Emertxe, not to come to Emertxe, no problem. You decide to do a data science course, I'm fine with that, right? You don't want to join Imery, go and do something else, join MTech, I'm fine with that. Anything that you decide, it is up to you. There's no force, and you are the boss, right? You are the only person who is going to be responsible for your career. Or just because you join Imery, you get a 12 lakh rupee salary, you're not going to give a commission to us, right? Right? Okay, so it is your career, your job, right? So whatever you do, right? Think through that. This video anyways will share it with your friends, share it with your whomever may be interested in that, and ensure that you take the right decision.